Hey Scott, you there? Tester 1 2 1 2. Yeah, what's up? What's good? What's good? All right, try again, John. What's up, John?
Hey, Scott, what's going on?
Not much. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Just watching the beginning of the play-in before the playoff. It's a pretty fun contest right now to keep things up.
Yeah, the play-in is going to be interesting. I wanted to bring up the. Matter of fact, let me bring it up. Let me bring this up. The bracket, and I'm curious what you think. What you think the possibilities for some of these teams, man? Like I think the first game, which is today, the Hornets and the Heat. I think the Hornets are gonna beat the Heat.
It's crazy. It's crazy. They posted up a very crazy stat where the people on the Miami team, they have over 278 games of playoff experience. You know how much playoff experience the Hornets have tonight? Zero. The Hornets do win this game is not because they were picked or everybody thought they had a chance. It's because they busted their ass to prove the doubters wrong and to prove the fans wrong. So listen, I think the Hornets are a fun team. They got a fun future. Let's remember, they haven't been to a playoff in 10 years. Imagine being a fan of a team for 10 years, not seeing them in a playoff setting. Like that takes even more patience than we had to go through. Like I give it to them. They have a good coaching staff. Brandon Miller's been really good. This might be LaMelo's breakout game of his whole career tonight when it matters most. And then you have Con Canepa, who nobody thought was going to be like a top guy. Well, he proved everybody wrong. I'll admit, he proved me wrong, proved a lot of people wrong. That team is fun. It's scary. And if the Brooklyn Nets want to be a good team in a few years, you need components like that have those instincts to want to be a good team. I think it's the one thing you can say that Hornets are good at. They're good at shooting threes. They're good at being assertive. But they're good at proving people wrong. So I got to give it to that team. If they make the playoffs against Detroit, I think Detroit should not take them lightly. I will say they should not take them lightly around one. But I think the brackets are pretty good, Scott. I mean, I think the Raptors and Cavs, listen, the Cavs, they have a lot riding on the season. The Harden, Mitchell, all-in thing could be a 1-2 year type thing. They really should be able to beat the Raptors. Funny enough, the Raptors beat the Cavs 3-0 the regular season, all by double digits. So if the Cavs do have a major upset in round one, I would be shocked if that team keeps that together much longer. Because the Cavs, it's like a bus situation. So that's an interesting series. Again, the Knicks, they thought the Raptors, who they've beat 13 straight times, was going to be the easy layup team. And I know Ribby's watching. Listen, Ribby, I'll give it to you. If it was Raptors and Knicks from round one, even I can't say the Raptors have a shot in hell because you guys have dominated them. But guess what? Just like the fate always gets reversed against your favor, you're facing a hot Atlanta team in round one who has the same amount of rest time as you. And let's remember, Scott, the Hawks were the second best defensive rating team going
since the All-Star break, right? Since the All-Star break, they've been playing really great ball. So that's going to be an interesting matchup for the Knicks and the Hawks. I know they would rather face the Raptors. That's for sure. I know that. I know that. That's true.
Just like it was with Detroit last year. The Knicks, unfortunately, had to go through a first-round series that they should not take lightly either. I mean, the Hawks, they're agile, have a lot of athletic players. They have Dyson Daniels, who's going to be guarding Brunson a lot this series. You have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's kind of where Mikal Bridges was years ago in Brooklyn, where he just had a streak this year of 30-plus point performances. Jalen Johnson, their future franchise guy. Like the Hawks have a lot of good pieces. CJ McCollum, the
Yeah,
bench is interesting. The Kaminga move is interesting. I just think for the Hawks, if you're going to compete against the Knicks and steal a few games, you're going to have to be very imposing defensively, like you've been against them. But offensively, you guys have to distribute the ball better. I think for the Hawks,
yeah.
you cannot try to outshoot the Knicks,
No,
outwork
you
the Knicks.
can't.
That's
I
the best
still,
way to
I
beat them.
still got the Knicks coming out of that though, just
Yeah, but
because of the experience. Like they
yeah,
have experience. They
yeah,
have the experience.
yeah, you give them experience, but that game goes to like a game 5, 6, or 7. That's where the
Then it's
Knicks are in
scary.
trouble.
Yeah, yeah. It
Right,
becomes scary then. Yeah, because
right.
them young guys, but they don't have the Hawks. The only thing working against them is the experience, and the playoffs is definitely different than regular season. It's more like everything is right on you. You know what I'm saying? And they only human. Players are human now, so they
No,
make mistakes.
I know,
So
but here's the thing: the Knicks have zero room for error. When their president of their team, Dolan, says, "I expect this team to be the NBA Finals," that is going to be in the Knicks' ears. They base their media this whole playoff run. If they falter one iota, if they don't even at least make the finals, that team is getting blown up, destroyed to bits because you went all in on Midkel with those 6 picks. You went all in on Towns. You gave Brunson an extension that he took a pay cut on. If the Knicks don't win this season, they are breaking those things up. And if you don't get Giannis this summer, which everybody thinks the Knicks might do as a last ditch resort, that's going to screw
right,
them over potentially. So for the Knicks, there's no room for error. But I think the worst opponent they could have drawn was Atlanta because the Hawks are playing with house money right now. They may not be a contender yet, but they're ready to kind of do what Detroit did last year, which is prove the doubters wrong, prove we may not have the experience, but we're going to fight tooth and nail every single game. So I feel like the Knicks have the work cut out for them. And if Boston gets Philly, who has a playing game tomorrow in that first
yeah.
round, it's going to be smooth breeze for the Celtics. So the Knicks either have to put this one away early, or they're going to be in trouble going to that second round if they
Yeah,
get
yeah.
gassed out.
No, no listen, the Hawks going to give the Knicks of the business.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. That it's not something. It's definitely not the team they wanted to see right away.
Right.
But it is what it is. I mean, sometimes you have to go through the hard to get to the easy. And the Cavs are going. I don't think the Cavs really wanted to see the Raptors. To be honest with
Oh,
you.
I know I brought up their regular season numbers, but just like you said, regular season play did they for the Cavs on paper, this should be an easy first round, respectfully. And even Detroit too. Even if you get the Hornets, you're gonna be on full rest. This team, the Hornets, are gonna have to play another game. So I feel like for Detroit and for the Cavs, who are likely gonna face each other in the second round, both of them should handle their business early. Because either one of them doesn't, the other team has a significant advantage. And I know the Cavs, if they get to the second round, they must feel pretty good because you have Harden and Mitchell. Detroit, as great as they've been this year, especially without Cade, they have one superstar in Cade, and they kind of have a co-rising star in Jalen Duren. But Jalen Duren's not an all-around scorer, but he's a tremendous center of the future. So I feel like if the Cavs get to the second round, they're definitely going to test Detroit. If Detroit wants to have a deep playoff run, they have to do what they were doing without Cade, which is everybody is going to have to
Right.
contribute in the second round to beat a Cavs team, which, let's be honest, the Cavs is championship or bust. So I feel like the Cavs, honestly, they should be the team going to the Eastern Conference Finals. And if they don't, that team should blow it up. So if Detroit, as much as they are favorites, the Cavs have 2 stars. If you can't make that work, especially with all the depth the Cavs have, that's a team that's going to be in trouble, just like with the Knicks. So if you ask me what could be a potential Eastern Conference Finals scenario, it could be
Yeah.
Detroit versus Boston. It could be Cavs versus Boston. In a 6 scenario, maybe Knicks, but I really think it's going to come down to Boston versus either the Cavs or Detroit in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's
Yeah,
where my opinion.
Jellio said the Hawks are definitely going to give the Knicks the business. Well, they're going to be some trouble, right? I agree with that. They are going to be some trouble. I
Yeah.
think the star of this series, NAW. Who's
Nikhil
NAW?
Alexander, Nikhil Alexander Walker, who again has been
Oh, yeah,
tremendous.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
Scott, I don't think anybody had this guy being arguably the second star behind Jalen Johnson, but through a
Right.
sheer trade that they did with Minnesota, it's paid dividends. I mean, Nikhil Alexander Walker has had, I think, 6 or 7 30-plus point game performances this year against the
Mm-hmm.
Knicks. Last year's against the Knicks, this guy could not miss until the very end of the fourth quarter. So this is where the Knicks are going to get tested. Their defense, much as people have said they've had a top defense all year against the best of the best, their defense does not match up to what people are saying. So if they can't lock down Nikhil, Jalen, or even CJ, the Knicks are going to have a lot of trouble. As much as the Knicks offensively should have the advantage, defensively, if Towns and Brunson can't give you any type of little effort, I mean, the Hawks have a lot of ways to attack that Knicks starting five. And for Miguel and OG, those guys either have to put up or shut up their bank account numbers because their defense, if it ain't Fort Knox, I really think that I don't really think the Knicks are going to have a deep playoff run this year. Like they have holes in the starting five on the defensive end that the Hawks can definitely use and abuse.
Yeah. What do you think about the 76ers and the Magic, though?
It's again,
the Magic. The Magic can't afford to lose this series, get bumped. And well, either way, if they'll still be playing the winner of the 9 and 10 seed, but I mean, no.
I mean, the Magic are honestly, for me, the biggest story of the Eastern Conference as far as the Brooklyn Nets' future plans go. I brought up Paolo to you. I'll even throw Franz in there. I mean, the Magic, Scott, let's roll back the tape a bit. Their expectations this year were not to be a playing team. It was to be a top 4 Eastern Conference championship contending team. They went all in before the CBA kicked in. They went all in on Paolo, went all in on Franz. Jalen Suggs has been injured. They went all in on Wendell Carter Jr., and they traded 5 first-round draft picks for Desmond Bane, who's supposed to be their third option. When you go all in on that, this was the last thing I thought they'd be, which is near the bottom of the playing team fighting for their lives. So I really do think if the Magic have an early play-in exit, don't even make the first round against Boston, there's going to be more than a coaching change in a year plus or so. Even if they fire Jamal Mosley, who I heard is likely going to go either way, and that a star on that team is considering a trade if he's not fired. So even if they bring in a new coach and the Magic are still a playing team by next year's deadline, they're going to have to break it up because financially, if you are not contending for a title when you're supposed to be contending for a title, you either have to break up the pieces or move some pieces. So I would not rule out Apollo or Franz trade a year from now if these are going to be the results the Magic are showing. I mean, they have had some moments, but they have been mad inconsistent, and the goal this year was to be a contending team, not a playing team. So I feel like for the Magic, the pressure is enormous tomorrow because Philly, there's no Embiid. We all know why. The appendicitis, leg injuries, toe issues, whatever you want to call it. Philly right now, even if they somehow make the first round against Boston, that could be a clean sweep for all we know, which I think that's where it's leading. But Philly still has Max, still have George, still have some pieces. But if Orlando really loses to Philly, that should be the last straw as far as Jamal and some of those players. So I feel like for the Magic, they have the most pressure just to make the playoffs out of all the playing teams right now.
Yeah, because I had Magic kind of like putting pressure on people in the. And it seems like they're going backwards, man. I don't know what's going on with that organization right now. But if they don't make it out of the play-in, boy, that's going to be not good. They gave up a lot, too, to get this team together. They did some major trading, giving up number 1 picks like crazy. They were giving them out like cookies.
That's the thing, Scott. Like in the new CBA, timing is everything. As much as we're all excited the Brooklyn Nets are going to make some big move in the future, the timing has to be spot on because if you do an ill-advised time move and these results you get like Orlando, you look like a bunch of idiots, respectfully. Like you traded 5 firsts for Desmond Bane, which is the equivalent of a Mikal package.
Word, yeah.
To play, and that is a horrible, ill-advised move. And
I didn't know. That was terrible.
Yeah, and Desmond Bane, I like Desmond, but
I like him, but not for 5 picks. I don't care.
Are you telling me Desmond went for more picks than Luka Doncic and Kevin Durant? Oh,
yeah, word up.
Playoff team right now. Massive miscalculation. So, yeah, I think for the Magic, if they lose this, there's going to be some big changes. And if Apollo or if Franz is available and the Brooklyn Nets kind of don't have that small forward position figured out, those are guys that fit the timeline. I think for the Magic, they're really going to have to consider if they are a top team or not, which right now on paper they could be, but it's just a could. It's not an is. So I feel like there's some big decisions for Orlando if they do lose tomorrow and don't even make the
and I hate to feel like I'm a shark in water waiting for somebody to get cut and be bleeding, but I am. Some of these teams are going to break up. I ain't going to lie to you. There's going to be some good players too because they're going to want to make changes.
And
And the
Philly,
Nets need to be ready, man. I'm telling you, the Nets
they
need to be
do.
ready.
I think they're definitely watching the Orlando how they do. But even Philly, I brought up the Paul George and picks thing. That's only as a worst case scenario type move. I never said I wanted that to be our big move of the offseason.
Yeah,
That's
because Paul George is 1 foot out the door, man.
I know, but you look at Philly's situation, they are in a financial hell of Daryl Morey's making. I cannot believe you gave Joel Embiid max money when the dude was recovering from multiple knee surgeries. Like, that was, yikes. That's a move he'll never get off his resume. And then Paul George, the guy that wanted to be that completing piece to Maxey and Embiid, the guy who hasn't played a lot because of injury, and he just came off a suspension. Like, I feel like for Philly, getting off of a George Embiid contract is going to be close to impossible unless there's a team with cap space that will be incentivized with valuable picks. And the Nets, as much as I don't want to go that route, Scott, it is an option that if we don't get any big fish this summer, it's an option the Nets could take if there's incentivizations attached to Paul George's contract. But I wouldn't want it personally. If there's a Giannis Apollo, okay, go after them. But this would be a last resort move if the Nets still want to take it slow and keep acquiring assets. And that would be for MPJ, who we have to figure out that contract situation. But Philly right now, their future is very murky. I mean, they have Edgecombe and Maxey on one hand, but you cannot push that future forward if you have two injury-prone guys on max money dragging your team down like a bunch of anchors. That situation is going to get, I think, really bad this summer, especially if Embiid is still injury-prone and George is kind of, like you said, 1 foot out the door. They don't know where his mindset's at. So Philly right now has a very tough summer ahead of them because their roster, it can't keep going like this. You can manage Embiid all the way to the playoffs and he still gets hurt, there's no way they could win anymore with Joel Embiid as their main guy anymore. I feel like that situation that's going to get nipped in the butt sooner rather than later, but it looks impossible to get off that situation right now.
Yeah. Right now, the Hornets are up 24-19 or 26-19 with 3 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the first.
Wow. I mean, Hornets are just playing with some good fire right now. We got to give it to them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I easily seeing them winning this game. I really do. I just think they're a better team right now. They're playing well.
Yeah. If they do, and listen, I know that Miami's been in the middle, been connected to so many stars. I heard Pat Riley today from Shams wants to make a big whale move for a Giannis. Listen, there's a way for him to get Giannis, but there's no way they're going to have a team around Giannis. If you give up Tyler Hero, the tall guy they have on their team, a Kellaware, and all your remaining picks, and just have Norman Powell and Norman Powell and some young bench guys, that's fodder. That's not going to get Miami anywhere more than where they are currently right now, even with Giannis. So I feel like for Miami, a rebuild with the young guys they have makes a lot more sense than doing that. And let's remember, Bam Adebayo, we brought this up in a few conversations. This guy wants to win on a team that has a future. He's currently been in it four playing tournaments 4 years in a row. This guy said, I won't be in no bleeping playing anymore. I feel like if there's a young team out there that has the pieces to assemble something, Bam would be a perfect center to assemble. Like if we went after Giannis, let's say, Scott, Giannis and Bam in a front court, are you kidding me? That would be something unstoppable. Like I feel like if Bam ever wants to compete in a real situation where there's a team on the uprise, if the draft goes well for the Nets, we do go after a big fish. Bam is the perfect complement piece we're looking for. He plays aggressive defense. He's been working on a three-pointer lately. He can do a mid-range shot in the interior. He dunks a lot. Like Bam is like that ultimate piece you need to connect everything if you're trying to be a legit team. So I think Bam Adebayo is another name people got to watch out for on the trademark. Maybe not this summer, but a year from now, if Miami's still going to be in the play-in totem pole, that is another big name that I think people are going to see potentially on the block very soon.
Right. Clippers and the Warriors. How you feel about the Clippers and the Warriors? I don't see the Warriors winning nothing, really, to be honest with you.
Listen, Warriors, that's all done and said. Listen, Curry, legend in making, man. The guy's a legend. Let's call it what it is. Him and Draymond, the four they had with Clay, like they had something very fun. Kevin Durant, of course, like they were once a dynasty, but said dynasty is nearing its final course here. And even if they keep Kristaps Porzingis, who is going to be a free agent this summer, if he stays with them, if they keep Draymond, Jimmy, we don't know what's going on with that ACL. It's very rare to see a 35-plus-year-old come back from an ACL and play like they used to. So I feel like for the Warriors, they're facing a very bleak future where the Curry window is a lot smaller than they want to realize. They could still make one last big move with all the picks they have, even post Curry era picks. But that one move has to get you close to some deep playoff run, or else it's just a swing and a huge miss, and they're going to have to, end Curry's career on his terms if he wants to be there or not. So I feel like for the Warriors, there is no real chance, especially if they're load managing Curry and all these other guys. I would give the advantage to the Clippers because they are going to be a rebuild team very soon, but you still have Kawhi, who's been playing out of his mind this year when he's been healthy. They also got Ben McDermott, who's found a second win, and then Darius Garland, who's had some really good performances. So I feel like for the Clippers, they're playing with house money. I don't think they have a shot in hell in a first round against the OKC, but they could definitely give OKC a run for their money in one game or so. So I would
Yeah,
give the
yeah.
advantage to the Clippers just because they have more youth on their side and they have Kawhi, whereas Curry is still dealing with an injury that's way more pronounced than Kawhi's is right now. So I would give the edge to the Clippers. But again, the Warriors, if Stephen Curry comes alive in the playoffs, that's still a dangerous person you don't want taking the last shot. So I would give the advantage to Clippers, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors make it close a little bit.
The Suns and the Trailblazers. Oh man, that's a wash.
Yeah.
That's a wash. But the Suns was playing good earlier in the middle of the season, though, and a
Yeah.
surprising team too.
Yeah, listen, Suns, I think the Devin Booker thing is going to have to get situated soon. I think they have a lot of young pieces. They try to make that work around Devin Booker, but realistically, you have Wemby in the Western Conference. You still have
Right.
KD with the Rockets. You have Denver with
Wow.
Joker. Realistically, as much as I know Devin says, I want to do the Kobe Bryant thing, be with the Lakers the rest of my life, I don't think that's good for him. And that's really not good for the Suns, who have a lot of young pieces. So I think
I
sooner
think.
rather than later, they're gonna have to pull the Devin Booker trade move because
Yeah.
it's just not feasible. This is fun what they're doing, but a Jalen Green, Devin Booker duo. I mean, what are we talking about here? That's not gonna scare any Western Conference team. And even if they get the Spurs in that first round, if I'm Wemby, I'm like looking at dinner right now. Like I just have to get through this, and I'm gonna be in
Yeah.
the second round quick. So I think the Suns are a fun young team, but I think you're gonna have to trade Devin Booker sooner rather than later. But as far as tomorrow goes, this should be an easy one for the Suns because as fun as Portland's been this year, trying to build culture, trying to build something fun with their young players, there's no player on that team that should be better than Devin Booker right now. So if Portland wins tomorrow, it's just they wanted it more and Devin had an off night. But if the Suns want to keep building temporarily around Booker, this should be an easy game for them tomorrow. And if not, I think the Suns really got to think about Devin Booker in his career because Devin Booker on a good team right now could be that perfect complementary secondary shooting option you need to win a championship potentially.
Yeah. 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 Well, the rest of the West is kind of like I just don't know about the Rockets and the Lakers, man, or Denver and the Timberwolves as far as winning. I mean, the Thunder and the Spurs seem like clear ones and twos in that, like they're gonna meet. I just have that feeling they're gonna meet.
In a in
I
a
just,
Western Conference Finals, maybe, but let's remember we could potentially see our version of King Kong versus Godzilla live with Nikola Joker versus Wemby. And listen, I think as great as the Spurs' future is, and they have a tremendous future. The NBA did him a lot of favors. Wemby's been box office. I think arguably Wemby should be the MVP of this season, given the fact that the Spurs literally were a bottom team for 4 or 5 years, and this year they just jumped all the way to top two. Scott, that rarely ever happens, if ever. So I really do
yeah,
think if Wemby gets as close as he can to maybe second round, if he somehow gets through the Nuggets, he should definitely be in some MVP categories. But I really think that second round with Joker versus Wemby, that's going to be the box office fight of all the playoffs because literally, like you're seeing the two generational talents duke it out, and I would probably give the advantage to Denver just because they're getting healthy at the right time. They're on a 10-game winning streak. I still don't like Scam Johnson, but he's been okay for them. But they have Jamal and Joker and a lot of decent depth around them. So for the Spurs, that like you said before in the beginning of the show, with Hornets' lack of playoff experience, the Spurs are really going to have to learn on the fly how to handle the pressure because you're going to have to stop Joker. And for Wemby, we're really going to see if Wemby is that generational defender we've seen a lot of spurts of him being. If you could stop arguably one of the greatest playoff players of all time in Nikola Joker. So that to me is the fight to look out for. And OKC, as far as they go, they should have the easiest path right now out of any top team to get to the Western Conference Finals. Like you just have to get through potentially a playing team. Then you have to get through potentially Kevin Durant or LeBron. Two aging stars. Like really, the road for OKC to get to the finals again is very easy. They just have to execute really all that. So I feel like if the Spurs somehow do get to West Conference Finals, they are the kryptonite of OKC. But that game with Joker could go 6 or 7, which gives OKC a massive advantage. So I feel like OKC, they have a huge chance to repeat as far as just winning the West. But if the Spurs meet them in that finals, all bets are off potentially in that situation. But Joker and Wemby, that's gonna be box office if that's a second round matchup.
Yeah, that's going to be box office for sure. Right now, the end of the first quarter, Charlotte 26, Miami 24. They trying to hang in there, Miami. See, I really honestly think that experience matters in the playoff. It really does.
Oh,
I mean, once the adrenaline goes away, then it's like, then it's about skill. It really is. I mean, that's how I feel. It wouldn't surprise me if Miami wins this round and moves forward, man. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm telling you.
Well, they have to. I mean, Miami always has big ambitions, but again, if they somehow lose tonight, which is still a possibility, if you're Bam Adebayo, how much longer can you stay on a young team that feels like it's going younger than it is closer to being a legit team? And even if they want to go after Giannis, you have to trade half your roster and your remaining picks, which basically gives Giannis a nothing roster. So I feel like for Miami, embracing the youth is probably their best bet forward because they can build fun young players. I will say this about Eric Spoelstra. He might be one of the best development coaches in the NBA because he finds unwanted players that nobody thought could develop into anything, and he somehow just turns them into really good players. So I feel like that's what they should embrace more than going after a star just because they don't have that young star of the future right now. You have Bam and Hero, and Tyler Hero is due for an extension that I don't think Pat Riley wants to meet. So I feel like that's something they're going to have to figure out this summer. If Tyler Hero is a Miami or he's somewhere else. So that's definitely going to be a topic of conversation.
Well, Tyler Hero got to make a decision on how he wants to get paid, man. Because if there's no market for him and he's asking for too much, he'll price himself right out of the league, man. So he's going to have to take a pay cut. It seemed like some people need to take a pay cut.
You would think, but given with the CBA rising every year and it's handicapping some teams, it really depends on if you have a great relationship with the player and there's a middle ground. But with all these aging stars you see, they're willing to take full buck. Like they're not willing to leave anything off the table. And even Brunson, he left some money off the table, which could backfire.
Yes, he did.
That could backfire on him if they don't win. So yeah, like usually a lot of players want to get full dollar. I think for Tyler Hero's situation, elite bucket scorer. He's very elite at scoring buckets, but it's his other aspects of his game that aren't really great. He's just really good at that. So I feel like for him, something around maybe 35 to 40 mil is not out the question, but anything closer to $50 million, I don't think he's on the level of like the Kyries and all those types of elite shooting guards. He'd have to take some middle pay cut ground, which he might not, which would probably make a trade happen or of some sort.
Well, I hope the Nets don't go for him.
I don't think so because we have all these guards, so it wouldn't make any sense. So yeah,
Right.
I wait for that happen.
Yeah, they had the opportunity to get him before, but they didn't do it.
Right,
So,
and we didn't really talk about Rockets and Lakers. I mean, seriously, like this should be an easy win for the Rockets. Listen, LeBron, he's been superhuman before, but asking a 41-year-old to carry against arguably one of the best young defensive teams in the West, that's a lot to ask. And honestly, the Rockets should be able to take at least 3 out of 4 quickly. If maybe lose one, but if they somehow the Lakers somehow pull this off, there's no question LeBron is a GOAT, man. Like you're missing your 2 best guys. The future of that team, he's not even going to be on this team, I think, in a few months. He's going to be somewhere else before he calls it a career. So, yeah, I feel like for the Rockets, they should be able to get this done easy. But if they don't, we've seen this with the Rockets. They're probably one of the worst fourth quarter clutch teams in the NBA because their offense runs through Kevin Durant. So if the Lakers somehow think it's competitive, maybe they have a shot to win 1 or 2 games. But I don't see them winning a series without Luka and even without Reeves. Like LeBron can only do so much. And given the fact you have Amon Thompson, you have all these good defenders, LeBron's going to be blocked at a lot of points where he's going to have to find somebody to carry the load. Is that going to be a Luke Kennard? Second could be DeAndre Ayton. Like, I just feel like for the Lakers, missing those two guys really made their playoff hopes close to impossible. So if the Rockets don't handle business, it would be a shocker. That would be the most shocking upset of all the playoff rounds if the Rockets can't handle business right here.
Yeah, I would be surprised. I would be really surprised if the Lakers come out of that.
It would be
Yeah.
truly astounding. And honestly, all bets would be off. That would be a team I think they would go after Giannis quickly. It would be like, Sengun, our remaining picks. Okay, let's get KD and Giannis together just because we just got
What do you think about the Timberwolves, though? The Timberwolves in Denver.
That to me is that is one of the best first rounds, I think, of both conferences. I mean, you have Ant Edwards, a guy who's been to back-to-back Western Conference finals, hasn't made a finals yet, but he's dealt with a lot this year, some injuries, untimely. The Randall and Rudy's of the world, are those reliable co-stars? We've debated that multiple times. I don't think so. I feel like for them, if they do have a first round, people could say, oh, but it's against Joker and Jamal because they're so good. It's like, well, when you have Ant-Man, who's arguably a top 3 star in this whole league, and you're a first round exit, that you either have to make a big move, which Ant-Man has begged his front office to get him Kevin Durant and Giannis back-to-back years, and they still haven't delivered that. One, they have almost no assets left, and two, they have a lot of guys getting paid on this team. So I feel like for Minnesota, there's a very bad reality where if you take steps back these next few years, when Ant-Man is just reaching his prime, I think Ant-Man is going to ask for one of the most blockbuster, shocking trade
You think
requests.
he's going to ask for out? You think he's going to ask for out?
If you don't get him a co-star, I mean, listen, Julius Randle, we could say he's been a good B+ player, but in the playoffs, very easy to expose him. Same with Rudy Gobert. Rudy is one of the best regular season bigs, one of the most atrocious playoff bigs. I mean, that whole team revolves around Ant-Man, and respectfully, just the pieces, I just never saw that as being championship worthy. I think it's impressive that Ant-Man has really carried them a lot to get to Western Conference Finals in both years, even with Karl-Anthony Towns being his shield. I just think for them, if it's a first-round exit and they don't make a big move this summer to complement Ant-Man, I really wouldn't rule out the question that guy asks out. And if he does, Minnesota is in their right to ask for a generational haul, because not every day a generational talent becomes available. Not because they don't like the team. It's just if that team's not a championship team, why am I going to waste the prime of my years? And that's when Eastern Conference teams that are saving up assets might really want to go after that big shark. So I wouldn't rule it out if they lose. But same thing with Denver. They have to bring it to a team like Minnesota, because Ant-Man is going to score a lot of points and he's going to keep it very close. So I feel like for Denver, we're really to kind of see if Denver, getting all the pieces back that were injured a lot this year, if they could really bring it all together to take out a very tough opponent. I really do think this is one of the best first-round matchups of the whole playoffs right now, Denver and Ant-Man. 2 MVPs duking it out. May the best player and best team win in that series.
Yeah. That first game will be at Denver, of course.
Oh, they have to handle the altitude. Hey, they can always use that excuse. With the altitude, I couldn't do nothing about it.
And again, we already talked about the Knicks and the Nets. The Celtics are just waiting in the wing for the 76ers. It's just going to be an easy series for us. Well, you know what? I honestly think that the Magic, if they was to move on and win and get that 7th seed and play the Celtics, that would be a harder matchup for the Celtics than it would be for.
Tremendously. We saw a few years ago when they had the Magic. It was actually when the Magic took them on before they lost to the Knicks. The Magic took a few games against Boston, which really kind of hurt them because they were a little gassed going in against the Knicks. So I feel like for Boston, I think they're hoping that Tyrese Maxey, with one bad splint on his finger, can somehow drop 30-plus points, and Paul George could give you at least 25 or just close to 30 to just beat out the Magic, who are losing a big mental game right now with all the drama going on off court. So I feel like for Philly, if they win, Boston's going to be beaming from ear to ear that they're going to have a good first round to at least get ready for a tough second round. So, yeah, I feel like best case scenario, it's Philly. Worst case scenario, it's Orlando, which kind of makes an even keel with the Knicks, who are like, okay, they have a tough opponent, we have a scrappy opponent, just get our business done, we'll see what happens. So I feel like for Boston, best case scenario, you get Philly, you have a great shot to get to the second round and be in good shape too for it. So yeah, I think Orlando and Boston, that would definitely be another scrappy series if that happens.
Yeah. All right, we went over that. What's the score now? Let's see. Right
30,
now, the
26.
30-26. Charlotte up by 4 points with 10 minutes and 37 seconds left. For the Hornets, the leading scorer is LaMelo Ball. And he has been shooting well, too. 4 for 8 from the
Melo's
floor.
been great tonight. Under control, 11 points, 1 assist, rebound. He's just been
Finally
kind
been
of.
healthy for them. Finally.
Hey,
Couldn't have came at
remember I was talking about trading for this guy potentially? People were like, oh no, he's horrible. He's only injured.
yeah, I remember. I remember.
I mean, listen, the guy is very marketable. The kids love him. He's a great scorer. It's just the health has always been one of his biggest worrying factors. But
That's the problem with him. That is a
yeah,
big problem. For a long time, he's just constantly in and out hurt. I don't
right,
know if it really so much as his pride is hurt because the team sucked. Sometimes it does a lot to lose, man. To be on a
right.
losing team, you can't get seem like you can't get out of it. But it seemed like the Hornets have an opportunity now. They really do.
They're playing free with a lot of confidence. They're called the Killer Bees or something, the Buzzer Killers. Like they
Yeah.
just play with a lot of good confidence, and it'll be very interesting to see what Cocknipple does. I'm not sure if he has a point tonight, but he's got to definitely get going here a little bit for the Hornets if they actually want to pull away here. He's very important to the offense they were on a run. But right now they're running through Lamelo, and even Bridges right now has dropped to 10 points so far. Second leading scorer behind Lamelo at this point.
Wow. I can't believe that Kneppel is actually instrumental in a team, a rookie. Yeah. Would you say he's rookie of the year?
He's definitely made a strong case, and I'm a Cooper Flag guy. And as great as Cooper Flag's had these 40, 50 points, I got to look always at the totality of everything and to see what the Hornets have done when nobody thought they would be in this position right now. And Continental broke the all-time NBA record for rookies shooting threes. That is tremendous. That is truly tremendous. Like, I don't know if he's got the Stephen Curry gene, but I don't think you've seen a scorer be this deadly, this young, other than I think Stephen Curry. I know some people might criticize me for that, but listen, the numbers don't lie. This kid shoots from deep really well, like on the money. And if he has a decent playoff starts, as his first ever playing game, like you just gotta. That's all validated. So I feel like Connor's a great shot to win Rookie of the Year, and I'm willing to say I was wrong about the kid. I thought he was just a good scorer, maybe an Austin Reeves 2.0, but this kid is better than Austin Reeves, man, by a lot, by a lot.
Well, he might be the rookie of the year. Ribby, what you mean? Cat gonna kill who?
If
Cat
you're
gonna.
talking about Boston, listen. You faced a very old, debilitating Boston team that even Kristaps Porzingis they couldn't find him because he was in the medical room last year. Now you're facing a much younger Celtics team that has Tatum back, Jalen Brown back, Nemes Quetas. That guy has to be an approved award standings. That guy's been tremendous for them. Their bench depth has been great. Hugh Gonzalez, Derek White, solid again. Um, who's that 6 man player they got that's been really good all year again? Payne Pritchard. Payne Pritchard. That dude, man, whoo! He's been phenomenal this year. I really do think the Knicks in that second round against Boston, you're seeing a much different Boston team. A team that's younger, fresher. You have a fresher Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. The Celtics are not where they're at without Brown putting out an MVP type year. Mind you, you guys didn't face him last game and you only won by 6. So I really do feel like you have a much tougher road against the Celtics this time around because they're not coming around to play. They're coming around to win when nobody thought they were going to win this year. We all were wrong again. We all thought they were going to be a middling gap playing team at best or try to get a top lottery pick. Completely wrong. Thank goodness we were because last thing we needed, Scott, was the Boston Celtics getting 18 to Boston or some type of
Yeah, yeah,
food. So, yeah, that's
yeah,
definitely the team everybody's going to have to go through if they want to win the East this year.
yeah. Ribby, I ain't gonna lie, Ribby. I like the Knicks' chances. I really do, but it's not gonna be. It's not easy. This is not an easy road. I thought they would have a much easier time getting to the final or the Eastern Conference Finals,
If they
but
had the right
apparently,
to, it would have been easy for them. It really would
I
have been the best.
apparently
Yeah,
think this
it's
is a
game.
little harder. I think it's harder because simple fact, Atlanta is a better team than a lot of people think they are. Than say, for instance, the Raptors.
They also got
That's
a
what.
good coach in Quinn Snyder. Just remember what Snyder did with
Yeah,
Utah. Nobody thought that team was going to be anything, and he made Donovan Mitchell and Rudy look like a great tandem before that whole thing broke up. And now he has Jalen Johnson, future star of the team. They also have a lottery pick in this year's draft. I really hope they don't get Darren Peterson. If they actually get Darren Peterson, Jalen Johnson, Alexander Walker, Dyson Daniels, holy heck! That's going to be a scary team you don't want to face in the playoff round. So, yeah, the Hawks may not have that elite guard right now, but they have a lot of wings. And CJ McCollum, do not take him lightly. That guy has all the veteran experience in the world. I really do think for the Knicks, if you can't defensively stop the Hawks, it's going to be a close scoring game on the boards. And that's just calling 100 right there.
yeah. I still have them beating the Hawks though because of experience. That's what I was telling John, but I don't know. Like I said, Atlanta's a scary little team.
They said the same thing about Detroit last year with no experience, and they took the Knicks to 6 games.
Yeah, they
Impressive.
did.
Like, I'm not ruling anything out. Listen, I think and it's in Madison Square Garden. The Hawks apparently have had the Madison Square Garden music in their training sessions to get used to the atmosphere, which means that they're already preparing for the mental battle. That's why you guys should wish you had the Raptors. The Raptors wouldn't be doing that right now. They'd be realizing no matter what we do, we're likely getting swept. The Hawks don't have that mindset. The Hawks are preparing themselves like this is their finals game right now against your Knicks. So you cannot take this team lightly right now.
No, they can't. They
And they
cannot.
wanted the Knicks. They purposely lost that game on Sunday because they wanted the Knicks.
Well, they figure. I mean, just like the Knicks would. I mean, I don't want no easy road. I definitely want a hard road. This way, there won't be no saying, "Oh, we had it easy getting to the finals." I couldn't say the Knicks had it easy getting to the finals. I ain't gonna say that.
Not. It's the toughest road.
I'm not gonna say that. So if you get to the finals, y'all should be happy. Your team is playing well.
And listen, you got to face Atlanta, Boston, and Detroit. That's impossible.
That's a tough road. That's a tough road.
Even if the Cavs do make it to these conference finals, that's still a tough matchup for the Knicks because one, you have Harden and Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is one of the best playoff scorers of all time, and you have Allen and Mobley, two bigs who can do a lot of damage against the Knicks bigs. Listen, Robinson and Towns against Allen and Mobley, that's gonna be tough for them because those two guys, as much as people question their physicality, they're not scared of the Knicks either. So I feel like either road the Knicks have, it's tough right now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But the darling of the East right now is the Hornets. Everybody is, because I'm just saying the underdogs. They playing fun, playing loose, and it's interesting to see a rookie come on the team and be instrumental in this movement that they have going on. He got my vote. If I had to vote for a rookie of the year, it would be Kneppel.
Yeah, I think I'd have to give it to. As much as I like Cooper, I got to go by again the totality.
No, Cooper had a great season too. I mean,
Cooper's generational. It's just Kneppel. He's helping us right now.
It fits right now. It fits for him.
Yeah, and right now you have a killer 3. That's what I'm going to call the Hornets 3 right now. The killer 3. You have LaMelo, you have Miller, and you have Kneppel. They're just a center away from being a deadly team. So, yeah, the killer 3, that's legit. I mean, they're going to need to get more playoff experience, but if they get an actual center, that team is going to be tough to stop in the Eastern Conference, especially when they got young around the right time. And after 10 years of all this suffering, it's now starting to pay off. And I hope for the Nets, if we are making a big move, just because we don't want to do the process the right way, I hope the young guys you drafted, you're still going to want to be a main parts of this because we need Diego, we need Nolan, we need Powell and these others to be corner guys, or else none of this can work with just getting the guy you want on this team because you want to sell the merch and the tickets. We want to be a serious team. So these young guys are going to have to be instrumental. And there was some footage of from one of our Nets content creators, Jersey Nets, that actually saw Diego in the weight room getting ready. This is what I want from the sophomores this summer, is to get stronger with their bodies, to work on their weaknesses. They come into training camp a lot stronger, understanding that gritty style, that physicality they're going to need to take steps next year. Then we are in a great direction with these young guys because physicality is not something you can learn. It's something you have to work on. You really have to work on to be good at it. It's not just learning how to do it. You got to actually work on it. So I think that sophomores are going to look good going into the summer in a few months.
Well, Miami took the lead 41-39. with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. So I tell you that adrenaline comes down, and then it's about execution.
Yeah, as
It's,
far as
it's
right
about
now goes,
it's about execution.
they're hitting
It
more
is.
field goals than the Hornets are, but the Hornets and Miami are tied in their threes. So the threes aren't the problem here. It's the fact that the Hornets aren't getting any field goal attempts off, and that's why they're going to need an actual center to do those interior plays because Khan, Lamelo, and Miller they do a lot of their offense from the three. So they can need that physicality body too if they want to take those next steps. You can kind of see it in the data right now. And that's what's so cool about watching it on Amazon Prime is you could see all the box scores and all that stuff. Kind of tell the tape as you're watching it live stream. Which
Yeah,
is
Ribby,
good.
they don't like the Knicks. I don't know why. I have no choice but to like them because I'm around a bunch of Knick fans, but
Well,
I don't. It's
Ribby,
not that I hate the Knicks. It's just that I root for the Nets. Let's
Ribby,
put it that
correct
way.
me if I'm wrong. Didn't James Harden a broken thumb beat your team when they last meet up? So what are you talking about?
I mean,
He said,
I'm just listen, but the Knicks got a good team, though.
you know what it is?
I have to admit
Yeah.
that. I have to admit
We
that.
spoke about the Cavs earlier in the season when they were faltering and letting go
Yeah.
of expectations. But now look at them now. They added James Harden. We still have to see if either James Harden's going to show up or James Houdini Harden, who likes to disappear every now and again.
Houdini.
So I will give you this, Ruby. The Cavs have just as much pressure as your Knicks do, but they made a
Yeah,
lot of
they do.
piece
They
moves,
do.
and they still have their core intact. They also got Max Strus back, who was injured for most of the year. So the Cavs are a lot different than when your Knicks met them a few months ago.
Oh,
So
I have no doubt that the Cavs coach is going to have them ready. They mentally ready. They ready to make a run. They really are.
yeah,
We'll
still
see. We'll see because I think the Cavs got a greater. I mean, as far as coaching is concerned, we know who that coach is. He's going to have them ready.
they have a good team, but again, their 2 year timeline. Oh, Bam Adebayo might be hurt. Bam is on the injury report with a lower back issue, and he is questionable to return. Ouch.
Oh,
Oh boy. Oh
that,
boy.
that's the end of that.
Well, Bam, if you ever want to come to Brooklyn, if we draft Cambuza, the Bruiser Bros, Scott, I'm going to put that into the atmosphere if we get Cambuza, the Bruiser Bros. Like, that would be a tough front court. But yeah, that is worst case scenario for Miami. You lost, you arguably one of your best players. So, the best player on your team. So, yeah, that's a tough one. That's a
Yeah,
tough one.
that's tough.
That's a tough one. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens with the Cavs. I think the expectations are high, but Donovan Mitchell, his future is very up in the air. He has one more year left on his contract before he has an option, which likely he's going to decline and test free agent. I feel like for the Cavs, if they don't win a title this year and next year they're a middle of the pack team, I think Donovan Mitchell might ask out. Not because he doesn't like the Cavs, but remember the Cavs weren't his preferred destination. It was I know I'm glad Rivers in chat. It was your Knicks. But your Knicks decided to get Mikal instead of Donovan. So, yeah. So, if Donovan Mitchell's ever available, that is a great guy to bring to the Brooklyn Nets. A homegrown New York guy, wants to play in the New York market. You could put a good star next to him. His main focus is dropping 30, 40 every night and being the best all around basketball player he can be. Great regular season player. And the playoffs, as much as he hasn't been to Eastern Conference Finals yet or West Conference Finals, he needs a co star he could depend on. James Harden is the closest co-star he's had. And the only worrying part is James Harden is not a great playoff player. So I feel like if you had a reliable co-star with Donovan Mitchell, that's a team that could be scary to win the whole thing. So if
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell wants to go elsewhere, I think the Brooklyn Nets are a team that is definitely monitoring his playoff run this year to see if he actually wants to be a Cav or is thinking about options outside of Cleveland.
Mm. Yeah, I think so
It's not
too.
hypothetical. Brian Lewis wrote about it, Ribby. Giannis and Donovan Mitchell are the Nets' main trade targets, and I will throw in Paolo just because he fits our timeline a lot better than those two. But again, a Donovan Mitchell or Giannis with this team elevates us, obviously. Now, if we somehow got both Donovan Mitchell and Giannis on our team, Ribby, I think you and your Knicks are going to shake in your boots a little bit in a year or two, just saying.
He say hypothetical trades. Really gives you the business, John, all the
Yeah,
time.
that's just how we are, man. It's the Nets Knicks thing. Good for publicity. Good for publicity.
Nah. I mean, something's going to happen this summer for sure. I mean, whenever somebody of his magnitude, Giannis, is getting moved around, there's going to be a lot of shuffling.
There is, and just for us, it's does it fit our current timeline? But everything I've heard in the Sean Marks exit interviews, he used the word expedite like 5 times. We drafted Ben Surratt because we want to expedite the process. When he said that, Scott, I couldn't take him serious. I'm surprised he said it with a straight face. You don't draft 5 guards to expedite a process. You get 2 point guards, a wing, a center if you're trying to expedite something. And if he really thinks Claxton, MPJ, or those guys, oh boy, we might need Giannis at that point. But he used the word.
Or I think, now that you think about it, John, what if he knows something we don't know? What if he knows something we don't know? Because why would you draft 5 rookie guards and then turn around, not draft any wings or forward or a center, because you was going to get you a center somewhere else?
That's a possibility. Also, with a Giannis move, some of these rookies, unfortunately, will be part of the package. I've heard Saraff's name. I've heard Nolan. I've heard Powell. Those 3 guys. I don't think Danny goes because having Danny and Giannis on the court together would be fun in its own way because of Danny Wolf's playmaking abilities.
Right, exactly.
Same with Yegor. Yegor's a shooter, so having that next to Giannis, who could pass him the ball in the corners for good threes, that works. But Nolan Powell and Saraff, who I'm happy to trade for Giannis, like those are 3 guys that probably would be packaged in the Giannis deal. We have
that's what I'm saying. It seemed obvious. It seemed obvious, man.
Well, part of drafting 5 is if you have to let go of 2 for a start, it's very easy to. And unfortunately, as much as I like Powell, I don't understand the reasons why. If he hasn't taken a big shift to make the Nets a better team, if Giannis is right there on the table, why wouldn't you consider trading Drake Powell? And I like Powell.
Keep MPJ. Keep MPJ. Negotiate a contract with it's suitable for the team, and he won't have to be the focal point.
He would be the third option.
Right. Or he could be the second or third, whatever the case may be. People got to earn their spots, man. We can't just say, oh, you just third. He could turn around and be the second option. He could be on fire.
He's a fine third option. It's just he has to take, let's say, around a $35 million salary at around $100 million or so contract. He cannot get $58 million at a $258 million contract.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's not going to get 50 from anybody else.
He won't. But if you tell MPJ, we might have an inside track on Giannis, but we need you to financially make the numbers work. If MPJ says, okay, I'm on board, all right, he's the third option. But if he says, well, I like Giannis, but I think I could be that second star,
he can't say that. I mean,
if he says that, I'm the GM. I'm laughing in his face.
Yeah, because the simple fact you came from a team where you wasn't even the second option. Exactly. You came from a team where you knew that you need a team to win a title. Exactly. You knew. He knows that. He knows that. He got to know that. He has to know that. How he not know that?
Right.
I mean, he's of course, yes, you want to get paid, of course. You are getting paid. You're not. All we asking you to do is to be ready. Go in the lab and be ready. That's all I'm saying. Right. Because we're going to make a run. We're going to.
Right. Go ahead. If we do the Giannis move, MPJ is our third option. If you get the only way I see is really going after Giannis is not if you get Boozer or Wilson because they would play the same position. But if you get Darren Peterson or AJ DeBassa being the best case scenario, you have MPJ and Giannis as your connective pieces, your 1 and your 3, with your second star being your second best guy or being your third just because MPJ has more experience than that certain prospect. But still, a 3 like that is very hypothetical and possible. I have Giannis, my present. I have AJ Pearson, my future. And MPJ is that third or temporary second option that we can use to drop a lot of points when we need be. If that is the template to make plan A work, then I understand it. It's just that's the only way it could work. Not doing this John Morant, Giannis fiasco stuff. That's asking for Kyrie 2.0. Morant's baggage is bigger than a typhoon right now. Like that's how bad it is. Like this is a guy that didn't want to show up for meeting day or a T-shirt signing, and I'm hearing that Giannis might want him as his guy. Why? The only reason why is because it's cheap to get that guy. But if I'm Giannis' age, I'm saying Giannis. We could get you Donovan Mitchell. Hell, the Nets are trying to get you AJ or Peterson. Hey, we have MPJ who's the third option. Wouldn't that be better? If it's we have to get both Giannis and Ja here, I don't know if I could stomach that because that's only asking for trouble. Now, if you have the star of the future and you want to roll your dice on all these assets, cash them in for Giannis and Ja, then I have to see it play out. But that would be a very tough duo to watch because one, Giannis is reliable when he's healthy. Ja is reliable to a fault, but he's also detrimental to a fault with his own health and the issues he causes with coaching staff and players. I just feel like that would be very Katie Kyrie 2.0 ish. So I hope best case scenario if you get Giannis here, one he likes MPJ as a temporary option next to him, and three he thinks an AJ or Peterson is that perfect star of the future he can help raise up to a different level. It's just if Sean and Joe are going all in on this, your depth behind that I just described has to be foolproof if you want to make Plan A possibility of working in a tough in a much more competitive East right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna look right
But
down.
we'll
Miami
see.
is up 54-52 where it's halftime. Okay, halftime. All right. I always said experience comes first. I ain't gonna lie to you. I always say that. Always say the
It's a
experience
very,
come first.
very tough game, man. We got LaMelo leading with 17-3-1. Miles
Uh,
Bridges behind with 15-5. And Khan so far in his rookie first half, 6 points, an assist, 4 rebounds. That's decent, but obviously he's got to step it up. But without Bam, Miami's really gonna have to carry a lot of the load tonight with Norman and Tyler. So we'll see what happens. If Bam comes back, they might still have a shot at this, but the Hornets are playing with fuel right now, and LaMelo is really taking off. So we'll see what happens
yeah.
there.
Well, Canepa was 2 for 9. He had, I mean, he ain't exactly shooting the leather off the ball. He's
Yeah,
0 for 5 from three. That's why.
right.
It's
So
a
it's a little
different.
jitter.
It's a little different when you play off when the shit on the line, man. It's a little different. There's some players that can play when the heat is on, and some players they can't handle the heat, man. We've seen it many times. We've seen it many times, many, many, many times. I'm not saying it just to be saying it. It's true. It's just we don't know until we know. I always say the word is you don't know until you really know, until you see it. And then once you see it, you say, man, you wasn't ready. You just mentally, you wasn't ready. That's unfortunate, but so you can have a great season. You can go through the season. And then there are some people who have terrible seasons and then the playoffs come and get busy. And then we be sitting back talking about they all-stars. Like we seen this with the Pacers, with Halliburton. I mean, he was decent during the season, but he wasn't. Nobody had him as an all-star.
Did you see Halliburton's current frame right now? The dude's dealing with shingles on his eyebrow, and he's gaining a lot of weight. He's gonna have to.
Wow.
He's gonna have to really get back in shape if they want to get back on the right track. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if them getting a top pick, which their pick with the second odds could still drop to 6. So I think the Pacers have a lot of work cut out for them too. They still have a team on paper, but they're a ways away from where they were in the finals a year ago. So that's a team I'm still have some doubts with if they're actually going to repeat or even get close to what the level they played at. So yeah, but hey, Leaf, what's going on, man?
Yeah, we got Leaf on the stoop.
Nothing. Just waiting on the inevitable. Nets fans get to play my GM for the next 20 days. So
Word up.
ain't like we
Hey,
got nothing better to
Leaf,
do, bro.
I ain't
Like we
gonna
gotta lean on
lie.
like
Leaf, I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a game that you can be a GM.
I heard
That's
about that
amazing.
actually. It was
You could be a real GM and just play it out. Like
yeah,
what you would
something like
do.
that. Yeah, I heard about it. It's like something to do with like some betting and some type of
Yeah.
thing or whatever.
You can
But
make trades and stuff. Yeah.
it's ironic to me that a lot of what used to be two sections of our fan base was obviously the CT Lifers section and the tanker section basically done dissolved, and they done refused together to make the uh, uh, let's try and do the draft section of our fan base. That's what I that's the new name for them. The let's try it through the fan base section, bro. Like PT was on the podcast the other day talking about how flawed humans is and this, that, and the third, and all
He went
types
to
of things like that.
psychology.
Man, you would have thought he was an X-Men, bro. Like way he was talking.
Go
I ain't-
Professor Xavier Leaf.
yeah, bro. I thought he was Magneto for a second. I'm like, what the hell?
Yo.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
No, listen.
Now,
It's, a lot of people got a lot of different reasons why they want certain things to go a certain way. I always said, I always say, you need both. You need to be able to get some players in, and you need to be lucky and get a good draft pick that fit. Now that's the drafting thing is up to Sean Marks. He got to
yeah,
know a player is capable of doing what he want this team to be, and that he just fits, and he's one of those players. Now, I'm not saying just vote, go and draft for based on character. You got to have skill.
exactly.
You got to have skill, though. And if you can't deal with somebody with a person, let me tell you something. An athlete, when they have that talent, they arrogant like a fuck. You got to be able to deal with their personality, man. You got to be
That's
able to handle it.
That's just it. Sean don't have the thick skin for it. And it's funny when he says, "Oh, we always go for upside and character." I'm like, dude, just go for the best talent available that's gonna help you win
Word
games.
up.
Like, this isn't a celebrity like model competition. Like, oh, we're gonna help save the poor and stuff like that. No, it's about winning a basketball game and doing so in a dominant fashion. That's what it's about. I just feel for Sean Marks. He misses the plot. But I said this to Podthorn. If they want to go after Giannis, Paulo, Donovan Mitchell, we cannot stop what's set in motion. This was a 2-year process, and regardless of who we got, whether it was generational or not, Sean and Joe have never put the young guys first. It's always the established guys. So if this all falls and fails again, and Sean and Joe are the ones that have to get fried, we're still going to be here talking about Brooklyn Nets stuff. So we just cannot stop what's set in motion. Let it happen. If it gets us close to an Eastern Conference Finals and not a Finals, so be it. But we just can't stop what's in motion. And at the end of the day, we all suffered through 2 years because we want to get back to competitive, exciting basketball. And at the end of the day, we have a Brooklyn market that stars want to come here because if they could put that they helped win the first title in Brooklyn history, they become legends. No matter what they did, no matter what other titles they won, no matter how close they came, you win a first ever title in Brooklyn, you're a legend. Like, that is the most enticing aspect of wanting to come to Brooklyn, besides the
Yeah.
fanfare and all that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so Ribby said Saraf is a bust. Wow.
And he
Wow.
told shit yesterday. No, George.
Wow.
Sometimes Chloe did. Runny nose,
Wow.
sore throat.
I listen, I
Oh
know,
yeah,
I
I heard it
understand.
today.
Oh, what's going on? Who's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand, man. Yeah, Saraf was a questionable pick. Let's just put it that way. Questionable.
Questionable is an understatement. When Sean Marks says I'm expediting the process by drafting a guy who said I have to learn to play off 2 feet, I'm like, Sean, do you watch what some of your guys say? Like, you cannot draft the same type of player 4 different ways and say it's expediting the process. Getting a Hugo Gonzalez, a Maxime Reynard, or a Shiv Fleming, that's expediting. Addressing your areas of where you're trying to get better and drafting 5 guards, it was a risky proposition because none of them stood out. They had moments. Jaeger was probably the closest with how we got the Barclays to erupt. But other than that, it was very few in between because we were running a lot through the MPJ system, which was a load of bull. So if you're going to make these young guys a real part of this, and if you're getting a superstar, these connector guys have to really fall in line with that type of star's play. If it's Giannis, they got to be ready to catch and shoot threes. If it's Mitchell, they got to follow his lead. So these young guys have to be mentally ready for what's going to be a season of raising the bar next season. They have to be ready for that.
Yeah. 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 Well, we still have time. Leaf, you still there? I think Leaf stepped off for a minute.
Ribby,
Yeah.
it's not all the want, Ja. It's the baggage is a lot. We dealt with the flat earther already. I don't need to deal with another guy that likes playing Grand Theft Auto in real life. That's not cool to me. I want a star here that's all about the basketball, less about the drama. We
I
already
ain't gonna
dealt with
lie,
that.
Ribby. I ain't gonna lie,
Today.
Ribby. When it comes to Ja, listen, I'm with it, but I just don't want to. I don't want to spend no money. You know how when you go to the store and you spend money, I don't want to spend money and then be stuck losing money because of him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
So
saying.
Scott,
It has to be cheap.
So Scott, you're at a flea market and you want to do a trade bargain deal. Well, I'll take job for a bit, but there's a return I could send at a certain
Yeah,
point.
I gotta be able to, because the media and job might not mix, and that's not. You know how New York is. Let's put it this way, Ribby. If y'all get bumped the first round, y'all gonna be killing it. Y'all gonna be, ooh. I wouldn't want to be a Knick then.
Stephen A. Smith might erase the Knicks from his memory and say, "Who that?
Word up.
Who
I
that?"
wouldn't want to be Josh Hart or none of them. I wouldn't want to be Mikal Bridges. Y'all would kill them. If it was them, y'all would kill them. They would be off the team the next year.
I'm telling you, if you face OKC in that somehow in that finals, they're gonna run through you guys
No,
very easily.
I don't think that would hurt them going to the finals and losing. I think what would hurt the Knicks is getting bumped before the Eastern Conference Finals. That
which
would
is
hurt.
a high possibility. It's a high
That
possibility.
would
Even
hurt
getting
them. That would hurt them. That would hurt
even
them.
gets these kind of finals. Detroit, without Durant and without a lot of players this year, locked them up. I mean, we saw the games. Towns at one point had 6 points in 2 games against Detroit. And let's remember, Ossia Thompson, that dude has Jalen Flopper Brunson on lock right now. Like that, he knows that's his mission. The coach Bickerstaff says, listen, Ossia, it's not about scoring points in this series. You got to lock the flopper down. And he says, aye, Captain. Like, you've seen the way Thompson locked Brunson down this year.
Why you talking? Why you talking? I ain't trying to laugh, but that's funny. That is funny, though.
Funny. That's why I do catchphrase stuff. It's make it memorable. But yeah, listen, I think Detroit or the Cavs are worst case scenario for the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals appearance.
Yeah,
because
Ribby.
both those teams have really stacked players.
Yeah, Ribby. That's the only thing that with the Knicks that, right now is getting to the finals, getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Not even the finals. I would just say get to the Eastern Conference Finals is important to the Knicks right now because time is against y'all. I get it though. Y'all got a chance though. You got a chance. I ain't gonna say y'all don't have no chance. That'd be stupid. That'd be dumb. Because y'all can put up numbers. Y'all can score. Y'all score with the best of them.
If they somehow get eliminated early and they still go after Giannis, and by surprise we get Giannis, that would be the most hilarious thing ever.
The realistic shit for us is Giannis and Donovan Mitchell. The Giannis thing for obvious reasons, and Donovan Mitchell because the Cavs is most likely going to blow that team up so they don't hit the second apron.
Right, exactly.
So that Orlando shit that everybody's trying to pump up, bro, like that shit is way more far away than Giannis and Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
If Orlando can't even make the playoffs, that team, the coaching change is not going to fix that.
Yeah, but the thing is, they'll fire the coach and give Paulo at least 2 more years before they get rid of him. But trust me,
I think so too.
they'll fire the
like
coach,
Paulo.
but because Paulo is technically still in his rookie scale.
Yeah. They like
You know what I'm saying? So like, if we get him at the end of a rookie scale, bro, it would like it's not realistic in terms of the what we'll be giving up. We'll probably give up less for Donovan Mitchell than we'll give up for Paulo. We just want people just want Paulo because he's young.
I get it, but
and I understand that, but
he's young and skilled. And here's another thing: as much as his numbers drop, I think by 3 points from his average in his career, he actually raised his assists and rebounding numbers a lot this year, which nobody's paying attention to with Paulo.
No,
it's not that he fell into his he just doesn't fit the Magic system. And Jamal Mosley, him and him just don't have a chemistry with each other. It seems like I think Paulo's gripe is you're not putting me in a position to win, coach, but you're telling me to run your playbook, which has gotten us to the play-in. I can understand Paulo's anger with that because everybody's looking at him as the fall guy. But if the
Right, right.
coach doesn't trust me, then why am I the number one guy on a team that drafted me number one? I think
Yeah,
Paolo's
yeah.
frustrated because he knows Orlando is not that big star market, but he did everything he can to make it a good market. And now when they're supposed to compete and try to contend, they're still a bad team. So
Well,
I think
I
a
think
change of scenery might elevate Paolo to a
it
different level.
it will still it'll the bad thing about getting rid of Paulo is it's going to make them make a step back. One, it'll be a step back. Two, it wouldn't be. That's not fixing the problem because really getting rid of the coach and the players will be more feasible and keeping Paulo than getting rid of Paulo. I'm just saying, as from an organization, as a GM, I'm not getting rid of my best player just to make a step back and wish I get another best player.
But Scott, just like the Cavs, the Magic will approach that luxury tax, and unless you're
Well, to
close to a final
get rid of some of
appearance,
them
you have to
players
make that
then.
decision.
Get rid of some of them players. Get rid of everybody else is expendable.
Right, but if the superstar is checked out, then you kind of might not have no choice.
Well, you got to talk to him. Well, you got to talk to him. He ain't a superstar yet. What did Paulo win? What did Paulo win?
Said he's not one guy. You just say some more guy.
No. I'm just saying, what did he win? Like a superstar is a person who, like Durant, like Giannis,
they took the Cavs to 7 games,
like Curry. I mean, those are superstars. I consider Paulo an upcoming star, opportunity superstar, and that makes it even worse when you know this dude is going to be a star.
And his extension needs to begin either. So they're going to have to make a decision on if they're willing to invest in him more when his extension is actually going to cost them a lot more than what it is, and they're still not even close to championship worthy status. That decision.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It makes sense what you're saying, but I'd rather get rid of the other stuff.
I understand, but that's not going to change anything either, especially if the two main guys, Franz and Paulo, aren't gelling like they should
get
be.
Rid of Franz. Who would you keep, Franz or Paulo?
I think they'll keep Franz because their numbers are actually been better.
Who would you keep, though? Who would you keep?
Right now?
Paulo, right?
The best I've seen them play is with Franz, believe it or not, but that's not because Paulo doesn't fit. It doesn't fit as a star. It's just he doesn't fit with what they want to do as a team. Franz.
What's their contracts? Who's making the most money on that team? Who's making the most money on that team?
It's not just another thing. They still have to pay Anthony Black this summer, and that kid's been well this year. I don't even think they have the funds to pay him and pay everyone else.
Let me see who they paying Orlando Magic's contracts. Let's take a look, because I think that determines everything.
I just think financially they're gonna have to make some according to costs.
I mean, it would be beneficial to the Nets to get Paulo. I get it, but what I'm saying is, it would be terrible for Orlando. It would be terrible to get rid of a generational talent on your team. I would think that you would get rid of the coach before you get rid of Paulo. Simple.
They're going to do that, but if they're in the same position by next year's deadline, they're going to have to really make that big player decision. And honestly, MPJ for Paulo, it works for both sides because, one, both sides will still be very competitive. MPJ is also on an expiring contract. The Magic could rework that and still have him be a part of the team with Franz and Desmond. So you're just moving one big piece of the puzzle for another piece that you hopefully will fit with this squad that you
I would like that.
I
wouldn't mind that because one, and Orlando wouldn't like it. I'm gonna tell you why, and it's simple. Paulo younger than MPJ,
but they have Franz.
Yeah, but maybe I don't believe in Franz. Maybe I'll give you Franz. How about Franz?
If we take Franz, I'm cool with that. But guess what? It's also a lesser trade package than what you have to pay for Paulo. It might be two firsts.
I give you Franz and for MPJ straight up.
I'm even down with that too. I mean, I don't have to give up any picks and get Franz. I don't have to pay MPJ. Like that to me is like the big selling point. And I heard MPJ say he wants to be with Brooklyn. Yada yada. Like I know you want to be with Brooklyn because nobody else is going to pay you the money you want. So if I'm the Nets and if I do get the franchise star in this draft, if
Yeah.
it's AJ DeBosta, I'm more or less inclined to extend him. I'm more inclined to trade him. If I could put a Franz with AJ and have some type of court like that, that is fun. Or if I get Apollo with an AJ, even better. So I just feel like for the Nets, don't handicap yourself with Michael Porter Jr., even if you do get this guy in the draft. If you have to get Giannis, I understand keeping MPJ, but in any other scenario, you could trade MPJ if you're trying to get
We
an
what we
NBA
need to
player.
do, bro, in terms of building a team from like top option to like number two, number one, number two, number three, we need to get the word draft out of our vocabulary. Period.
Mm.
Because the thing is that like I've been said this, brother. The Nets are like they're like that couple that's not fit to handle a child at all. And that's the child is the draft and these draft picks. And you can see it and I can see it already. Danny Wolf is going to be dragged through the mud just like Yegor and just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's the wrong and then we're going to be like, yo, it's the wrong picks or whatever, this, that, and the third. I'm like, no, it's not. They just don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, well, you got a point there, Lee. Sometimes they don't know what they're doing. They just going with the win. But I could tell you one thing. They got to make some kind of move. They really do.
Yeah, at this point, man, I don't really give a shit what the team look like, bro. Like, oh, and we win, bro. Like, I don't care. When it comes to this CBA, if you build a team that's supposed to win in a 2-year window and they win and then you blow it up, so be it. If it's a lie, we fight on that lie.
Yeah, no, Ribby, I don't understand Orlando. Why would they even trade Paulo? Paulo's young. He's talented. We know he's talented and young.
He's from Duke.
He's from Duke. Oh, well, he's
It's
from
the
Duke.
financial situation, Scott. Like with the Cavs, do they
I don't
want to
get.
trade Mitchell or
don't-
Harden? No, but they might have a choice if they want to pay those
I think
luxury
Paulo is
taxes.
trending in the wrong direction as a player as well, bro. Nobody's really talking about it.
Well, Leaf. I saw his average point. It dropped by 3 ticks of a point. That's not like a massive drop. It's a drop off, but it's not massive. But his playmaking rebound numbers jumped a lot. We're not talking about that. We should.
Yeah, but
I don't really the playmaking and rebounding. It should like I understand those rose up, but
what's up, Jamal?
everything else should rise up too. Oh my gosh.
I just don't see it. I don't see you getting rid of a young star. I mean, no, I just don't see
I
it.
mean, Scott, they went all in
don't
to be a
see it.
top four Eastern Conference team, and like we just said in the beginning of the show, they were playing them. This is honestly one of the biggest disasters of the season for a team that had aspirations to go all in, and they went all in, and this
Yeah.
is the result they got. So they have to make a decision, I think, no later than next year's deadline if this trend continues downward.
What if this team make a run? What if this team make a run right now? If this team make a run in the playoffs,
I mean, depends on the run. Run to the Bahamas or run to potentially face Boston in a first round.
no. What if they make a run to the finals, Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, Scott, listen, I think they're just way too inconsistent, and chemistry can usually override certain issues, but that team just seems very disconnected.
If they
from
make
all
a
the players
run,
and coach.
ain't nothing changing.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that,
Ain't
but I
nothing
don't
changing.
expect it. I don't
Ain't
expect
nothing
them to be
changing.
Boston. I expect them
They'll
to give
just
Boston
add.
money,
They'll
but
make tweaks. They'll make tweaks. They'll make a couple of moves, but it ain't gonna be no major moves.
well, I mean, most of their rosters are already financially locked down, but you got to pay Anthony Black, who's been a great component of their future, and that kid's going to want a decent amount of money. So they're going to have to cut some players from that team, but they're already locked in on a lot of guys. Which, if this is the result you're getting with that, it's not good.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I still think that it's hard from a GM standpoint to get rid of talent that's on your team. Not unless you guarantee your picks that you're giving me are going to be number one picks in a future draft.
Picks, though, Scott. I would give up the Knicks 2029, the Denver 2032, and MPJ for Paulo. Take it or leave it. Those are two valuable firsts we're giving them to reset. It's not that they're going to rebuild; they're going to reset. You get a third option to pair with Franz and Desmond. It's not like they're going for broke here.
Yeah.
In that scenario, and we give them 2 picks to work with. Like if that's what we have to give up, so be it. We still have a lot of picks to work with at the point. The Nets have to make a free agency trade move of some sort.
That I agree with you.
Utah
That would I
already did
agree
those
with you.
moves. We got to make that move. Our free agency move. Our free agency move was not to trade for MPJ. If that was what the case is, Sean Marks really does need to go because that's insanity. I plead like he should plead the fifth if that's what the plan is. We're going to pay MPJ. Yeah, okay. That's not a Halliburton or Shea move whatsoever. That's literally what the Bulls and Kings did, paying Zach LaVine. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, before they won, and they won, right. Exactly. I'm just saying, my whole thing is Paolo is young, man. I mean, that's hard to get rid of him on your team, and he's an integral part of your fucking team. Damn. That's a hard hit. Whoever coming in behind that has to be around for 3 or 4 years. And I know MPJ ain't gonna be around 3 or 4 years. So.
Well, they're gonna pay him. Well, they're gonna use the cap space from his expiring salary to put pieces around Franz and Desmond. But this is what happens when you go all in on a move and it's ill timed. The Magic's move was very ill timed, especially with the PBA on the uprise.
I think from Orlando's standpoint, I would, and I'm being honest, this is being a GM. I'm keeping my number one guy. Now, everybody else is expendable. Whoever you say your number one guy, if you saying it's Franz, if they saying Franz is their number one guy, then it's Franz. But if you saying that it's Paolo, then I'm keeping Paolo. That's not even open to discussion. Now we could talk about everybody else.
I understand the rationale, Scott, but if the superstar is unhappy, and it's not just because the coach.
He's not a superstar. I don't think he has that kind of pull on Orlando. He can't demand jack. He ain't won nothing. What do you won?
I mean, what does Orlando won? I mean, I could use the same argument.
I understand that, but then
we're not looking at Orlando. The thing is, Detroit ain't won nothing either. San Antonio ain't won nothing yet neither.
Yeah,
like these old teams that's peaked early, but at the same time, we know what happened when you could peak early. You could peak early, and that shit could blow. That shit could pop like a balloon.
Leaf, the Spurs are not blowing it up, but the Magic, they went all in at the worst time possible. The Spurs didn't go all in yet. They made a calculated move to get Fox because they could get away with it because it was Sacramento they were trading with. That was a genius move on their part.
Right, but the Spurs, no, I'll tell you what the Spurs did. The Spurs were allowed to get away with certain shit that a lot of teams can't get away with. That's what it was. They were allowed to tank for Wemby. They were allowed to get 2 more top 5 picks when they had better records since the time that they tanked for Wemby. Detroit was the only team that was like tanking, and they got shafted every single time. Wow. So realistically, Detroit is the really got it more out the mud than San Antonio. OKC, they just popped up and came out of nowhere.
They lucky.
Nobody had them doing what they were doing.
No,
nobody.
They got luck.
San Antonio got helped by the league. Like they always get helped by the league. They got helped by the league back in 1997, and it led to 22 straight years of 50+ win seasons. They were able to keep their mouth shut, and they were able to tank one time for Tim Duncan and turned out to be a top 5 player all time.
Yeah.
So realistically, the tanking thing, the let's tank to get better players, it realistically only works for like 2 or 3 teams. Because the Lakers never tanked for anything. The Celtics never tanked for anything. And they got the most championships laying around. The Bulls championship run, I don't believe they tanked for Michael Jordan.
No, they didn't. It was just bad.
They were just bad.
They were just bad.
You know what I'm saying? The Warriors didn't tank for Steph Curry. They were just bad.
Yeah, that was just bad. That was just a
So
bad team.
realistically, bro, like
Well,
this comes down to scouting and our development staff.
Yeah, it comes down to scouting too, man. Big time.
It comes
You
down to
gotta know.
scouting and development staff and all the staff that's on our team. That's what
well,
it comes down to.
we're talking about bad. We're desperately bad. Like we are senile bad because we need a franchise guy.
Well,
This is why we don't evaluate upside. Is this dude an alpha? Does he lead by example on the court, off the court? I've seen Cam Boozer and the bosses. Those two guys check all the boxes for what the Nets
Right.
need. I think Wilson is a great project. Peterson is just health and his introverted style. Does that fit Brooklyn? I don't think so. So AJ or Boozer, that's the guy you need just to get a
Why?
rocket
Why?
on this
See,
team,
in one
man.
sentence, bro, you said we're bad and we are ultimately bad, and then in another sentence, bro, you talk about fit, bro. Like, what are we fitting? We ain't fitting a damn thing, bro. Like, we out here trying to we still in rebuild because nobody in our neck of the woods believes in none of these five picks. So
Well,
really, we don't
Sean,
realistically in our minds we really don't have nothing. If one of these five picks would have did something this year with all the losing that we did, we would have been like, oh, yo, we got a piece right here, we got a piece right there. But that's not the case. You don't
it's
believe in Yegor because he's 19 years old with a foot problem. For some reason, nobody really believes in Danny Wolf, which I don't understand. Nolan has a shooting problem, and Ben Saraf is I don't know is basically the next Killian Hayes.
yikes. No, it's crazy, Leaf, because you said this when we first did the Bridges trade on Bridges Show. I remember what you said. The Nets organization is selling us on hope, and that's all Sean's ever done for 10 years. It's always been hope, sustainability, flexibility. He even said he's expediting the process. If you've seen these five guys play, you would not say this was about expediting the process. This was me taking a blind shot in the dark 5 times and hoping I hit on one with a dart. Like literally, this was so ill-advised how he
Basically,
did that draft.
and now we going into another draft, and he got one more dart, bro, like to
Yeah.
miss,
he got to get that 100 or
and
else.
now he got to get 100 with one dart left.
Yeah.
So you didn't believe in him with five darts. Why would you believe in him with one?
He has to go. And if getting Giannis or Donovan Mitchell leads to this guy getting fired, I'm all for it. It'll be fun and entertaining. It'll be a lot of great content. But if we don't ultimately win anything, he still has to go because this was all a bunch of BS. This was the biggest
Right,
fake
but
lie ever told.
the thing that we missing is that his job security is based on the fact that he can pull trades and pull and have cap space to pay these dudes once they get here. It's one of the reasons why he's still here. The Katie and Kyrie thing gave him some extra time. Now, with his relationship with ownership, that's going to even give him more time, especially if he pulls off this Giannis and Donovan Mitchell deal. If he
It-
pulls
it-
that off, now they're gonna give him more time. Because
oh,
what if it works? If it works and then you gotta blow it up, now his job is still safe.
it would be hard for me to see it after everything's done, but he'll get the shot in the dark to do so. And if you get Mitchell and Giannis, that is your best last shot you can pull off because if you can't win with that, you'll never win with him in charge. And Joe should sell the team to the Koch family. They have a son who wants to who's a big sports fanatic. I'll have that guy in charge because the current owner cares more about lacrosse than he does about the Brooklyn Nets. Hell, his wife cares more about Brooklyn with the Liberty than he does. So if this leads to new management, new regime change, I'm all for it because that's the only way it's going to get done. We can say all the things they've done wrong. It's not going to change anything until it has to be changed. And just like the Bulls eventually got fired, that'll happen to them eventually. It's just we're going to have to wait this out a bit longer. But if you want to get Giannis and Mitchell here to entertain me, I'm not going to be fully upset about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yo, listen,
basically
it's
what it is.
I
But
think it's more to it than just, basketball though.
that's basically what it is. But ultimately, bro, everything else comes down to development staff and coaching staff and everybody else that has everything to do with what's going on the court. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
because it
saying, bro?
seemed
The
like it's
players
just
that we
not
get is the
working.
players that we get, bro. Like I don't hear nobody I don't hear nobody complaining about somebody a 295-pound fat boy and a fat Serbian in Denver out here racking up MVPs left and right. I don't hear nobody complaining about that. You got to figure out how to make it work, bro. Like if it's a whole bunch of non-lottery picks, bro, that could prove that they could ball, bro, then you do that. Then you figure out how to make them ball, cause other teams did. Like, what's our problem?
Our problem is just we don't have the right people in charge. But the one thing they can do is put random people together and hope you could survive or win. So if it takes a Giannis Mitchell combination, then let's see if they could actually get not only one toe behind the line, but win the game 7 when it matters. Like, listen, Giannis and Mitchell is a perfect duo, complement each other very well. And if you have a young star in this draft, to these other guys to be connected, we have something that could work and potentially win because a duo can still exist in CBA. It's the big three crap that doesn't exist. But if you get that young star, you don't have to pay for 4 years. A trio is still hypothetically plausible, but a duo, you still have a shot. So if this is what we're going to do, so be it. But I hope if it fails, it leads to them getting fired because they've done nothing but do the wrong thing time and again. And the base have literally told them what to do, and they just don't want to listen because they think they know better. Well, you thought you knew better last year by letting Jordy run the ship, and he not only crashed it, he cost you 5 draft picks at the same time.
Well, I don't know, man. It just seemed to me like the picks were there. He just didn't pick it. Well, it didn't seem like them 5 picks were bad. It just seemed like you didn't pick the right 5 picks. That's all. To me, that's what it seemed like to me.
I guarantee you, no Brooklyn fan had Ben Surratt as one of their 5 short sides.
That's what I'm saying. I know that because I know that, but I remember Iceman talking to me about Ben Surratt, and we were sitting back going, I don't know what his game is going to be. I don't know. He has a unique skill, but it ain't NBA skill. It's totally different. I mean, this league is going to eat you alive. You cannot come half-ass in this league, man. I'm telling you, you can't. You cannot. You cannot. I know people want to think that, it's possible to get another Luka or somehow, get that shit out your head, man. That's not the safe bet. There's a lot of good players right here in the United States that can play really well, man. And you just phasing over it like it's, like you trying to please somebody. Who the hell are you trying to please? People are happy when you win. We ain't happy when you lose.
We're happy when there's a plan that makes sense. This whole Giannis and Mitchell stuff will be on the whim because the front office doesn't want to have any accountability if it blows up in their faces. It was so easy to say Kyrie was the problem because he believes the earth is flat and he likes to not wear masks when you're supposed to. Like, at the end of the day, it's easy to throw him under the bus, but this summer, there's no excuses. There's no Cam Thomas on the team, Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, Midkel, Katie, Kyrie James, etc. It's you guys, the ones that put the base through a 2-year suffering period that felt like 10 years again. So at the end of the day, not getting top 4 pick, you could say the odds were against you, but no, you had 2 years. And this is what you come up with the largest scouting department in the NBA. They should both resign if that's the case, because there's no other way around it.
Yeah, Ribby, y'all might get Giannis. He's gonna have to take a pay cut.
Listen, if I'm John Horst, you're giving me Towns. I don't want to give him $60 million. You're giving me Midkel. He's worth less than 6 second-round picks.
The only problem with the Knicks getting Giannis is this one thing. It's one thing, really.
It's a multitude of things.
Well, I know it's one big thing though. To the Milwaukee is if I give you Giannis and you give me Towns and say, I don't know, who else? Mikal Bridges. You're gonna have to give me some picks.
They have no picks. Well, what picks do they have?
I know they don't have no picks. I know. I'm not taking just one pick. You're gonna have to give me a couple of picks, man. You're gonna have to give me. They do have some. They have 2030 2030, 31, I think, or 32. They got 32, 33. You gave up 32, 33.
Those are swaps, though, Scott. Like literally, if the Knicks are a top 2 team, that's literally giving them the 27th or 28th pick in a draft. Like you don't get no bottom of the barrel
Yeah,
worse than that. Like that's a
yeah,
horrible package.
yeah. I'm not going to take a number 1 from now, and I'm just giving you
And
Giannis. I'm
what's
not
the
going to
young
do.
players?
You need a
Tyler
third team
Cole?
to get
Come
involved. You
on,
need a third team to get involved,
Scott,
and then you're
Scott,
gonna have to give up another player.
Scott, if the best young player they can give you is Tyler Cole, like how much you hanging up the phone? I mean, are you going to throw the
I,
phone in the river or the garbage?
I don't
Or
want
the
Tyler
incinerator?
Cole. No,
Like
Tyler Cole.
that's all you guys have to give them for Giannis is Tyler Kolek as the young guy. Like that's a joke of a deal. And first of all, if they want to trade Towns or Bridges, their values are so bad right now. It's going to get worse than what you're giving up for them. Like I just don't see it playing in the Knicks' favor. I really do think it comes down to Brooklyn, Houston, or San Antonio. I really do. I think at the end of the day, the picks are going to do a lot more talking than the players. They don't want guys on big contracts. They want
Yeah,
movement.
I don't think they can afford Giannis right now. Not right now.
He's bringing up
Not right now.
the Trailblazers because they think that Drew Holiday is going to come in the deal with Giannis to reunite them to come to the Knicks. What a foolhardy deal! Why would the Portland Trailblazers give up picks that they have from Milwaukee for mid-cal? Why? Why would they do such a ludicrous thing when they already have a young core? They have Dame Lillard. Like, come on. If I'm Portland, I'm not giving up currency for a guy that can't even be a third or fourth option when he was
Yeah,
traded for six firsts.
you would need to get rid of Towns. Towns is gone.
Ugh.
What else you would have to give up? You got to give up some picks, man. You need somebody with some picks because Milwaukee going to want picks.
It's literally
There ain't no ifs and buts about it. It's not even open to discussion. You can try to make it with other players, but I mean, they're gonna want picks
Scott.
because they're gonna be trash.
Scott,
They're gonna definitely be trash afterwards.
Scott, I literally know what the package is. It's going to be Giannis and Kuzma. Here's the thing: if they're going to do Bridges and Towns, the Knicks are going to have to take back a bad salary. So you're going to get Kuzma and Giannis for let's see, Mikal Bridges, Towns, Tyler Kolek, 3 swaps that don't mean nothing, and a whole bunch of seconds that mean just as little. Like
I don't think that would be benefit to blow your team up like that, man. Y'all gonna blow you.
If that is the deal being presented, John Horst, not only hanging up the phone, he's taking that message, deleting it, incinerating it, and deleting it off the face of this earth. Like that's not a real deal. That's literally if Giannis like bends their arm and says he's gonna bankrupt the organization. I still wouldn't do it. Like you have to get the best amount of assets and flexible contracts you can get. At least with Brooklyn, we have the picks. We have players you don't give a damn about that won't mean nothing, and we could give you some rookies that aren't a part of our future.
Yeah, and the problem really is it's not that the Knicks are going to give them the best offer they can get, right? That they can give them, but then the other teams are going to make offers, and they're going to be better than that. They're going to be better offers. That's the problem. It ain't that the Knicks can't try. The Knicks can make an offer. Don't get me wrong. They just ain't going to have a better offer.
Right, and you got to remember
the problem. That's the problem. So Milwaukee going to take the better offer. Now they're going to ask Giannis, is he good with it? That's the question. They're going to ask him if he's good with it. And if he say he's good with it, then, then it's 9 out of 10,
You got to remember this too. Mitchell Robinson is arguably their most important player right now. He's an ultimate part-time center because he only plays every so now and then. But without him, they are defensively a lot of trouble. So if you do make this Giannis move, you can't re-sign Mitchell Robinson. So who's your 5 going to be? It's going to be the Diawara guy that you're not playing right now because you don't want to pay him either. I heard about those rumors and read the reports.
I don't.
If they get Giannis.
I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a basketball fan, and I understand the game. Y'all don't want to go down that road. Dude, y'all don't want to go down that road because you're going to be building, swapping, and it's not. And your team is good right now. It's not going to be better with Giannis because you got Giannis. You're going to give up too much.
I genuinely
That's what I'm saying. I don't even want the net. Be honest with you. I really don't want the Nets to do it, to be honest. But the Nets are already at the bottom, so it's like,
It's already being set in motion. But if the
right.
Knicks do,
It's already at the bottom.
if our whole plan in this whole thing is just to make the Knicks forcibly have to drive up their amount of remaining assets, just get Giannis so they're handicapped, I'm okay with that. Like, then I can hold on to your picks, maybe get a lottery pick, or maybe trade those picks for a franchise guy when your team literally has to break it all up. So there's a lot of ways the Nets could go with these Knicks picks we have right now. Because guess what? That was your Giannis hole right there. Listen, Ribby, if you never did the Mid-Kel deal, I guarantee you I would not be saying nothing about your team right now because you would have all the power to get Giannis. I'd be basically lying off my ass to try to get him at that point because we wouldn't have the assets. But guess what, Ribby? Your Knicks were so foolhardy with the Brunson of it all that they gave up 6 firsts for the guy. You gave up your Giannis package when, like Scott said, all you had to do was hold on to it for this summer. And you didn't. So
okay, I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link.
Like we're really gonna have to gut everything to get Giannis, and by then it's just gonna be Giannis and Brunson, which I don't even know if that combination is as good as some people think it is. That's only the Knicks' last desperate chance to win before they're gonna have to enter a prolonged rebuild, which I know you guys don't want to go back to. But guess what? You went all in on this when you had Hartenstein, you had Randall, you had Dante DiVincenzo, and can I be honest with you, Ribby? You actually looked like a legit team. But what did you guys do? You went after Mid-Kel for some weird reason. You went after Towns we didn't have to. And now you're stuck in this situation where everybody from media says you guys are going to win, but everybody else don't believe it because you went all in too quick. So I really think if you go after Giannis, it's not in your best interest. But you know what? It could be in our best interest since we hold all of your cards that you could have used to get Giannis.
Yeah.
What's up, CJ?
What's up, CJ? Got CJ on the stoop. What's up, CJ?
What's up, John? What's up, Scott?
Not much. Right now, the score is 89-83. Start of the fourth quarter. The Hornets are up.
Wow. Oh, I just fast forwarded. We're at a 3-point game right now.
91-83 right now.
Right now, LaMelo, 26, 4 and 2. Miles behind with 15. Miller with 13.
Listen, the Hornets got it.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm watching the end of the third quarter. My bad. I just saw Colby White just hit a big a buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter.
That was a great pickup by them.
Wow. We got Charlotte up by 8 right now. Wow. I mean, Scott, I'll say this again. 0 playoff experience this current roster has going to tonight. Like, this would break a lot of stats that were against this team.
Yeah, that come with good drafting, bro.
Well, one thing I could say is they playing home. They know home. They are enthusiastic. They're young enough. So, yes, I could see them beating Miami.
Well, also they
see them beating Miami. The question is, can they beat a team like the Knicks at home at the Garden?
They could take them,
or they could beat Detroit at Detroit, or can they beat Boston at Boston? Those are the teams that's going to be like, listen, we could put our scrubs out there, and it's going to be a problem for y'all.
They have Diabate. It's really the center position. Diabate can only get them so far. If they had an actual center, you could put up a fight against a Knicks team, maybe against a Detroit team. But Detroit, they have 3 bigs that are all locked down, and they have their 2 big tandem with ebbs and flows. But Hornets don't have that lockdown big right now that you need.
They don't have that paint, that paint protection.
Right.
That you thinking that they should have. Yeah, you're right. That's right. All those teams I mentioned do. That's why I said what I said. They all gonna kill the Hornets in the playoffs because first of all, you ain't gonna have home field. You ain't gonna have home court. The series can be over before you even go home. The series could be totally over. So
Ribby, there is 0 hate on my part here. I just said all the facts you didn't want to hear, and you can disagree with me, but I generally think going after Giannis is not only in your worst interest. If you do
I don't think it's good for them.
It's not going to help you guys in the long term. But the Hornets right now, very impressive. Listen, Bam not playing it's kind of like a death nail for them right now. Like without Bam, they
Yeah,
have no protection, and I
yeah.
genuinely think the Heat's best option is going with a rebuild. Trade Wiggins, trade Hero. Unfortunately, you got to trade Bam, but those three guys right there are your future assets to build with your young guys. I think
You
Kelly
know,
Willard is somebody they shouldn't give up on.
you
That
know,
guy has
Miami
legs.
don't do that. You know that they're gonna go to the G League and get a player, and they're gonna
Not,
be good, and they're
not
gonna be somebody you don't know.
right, but building around Giannis, you're gonna need like 10 G League players, Scott, if you trade for
Yeah, but
Giannis.
I'm just saying. But it's a system with them. It's not about name. It ain't. It never was with them. It's you talking about culture. That Miami is the epitome of culture.
Epitome of culture.
Pat Riley got him based on culture. You
Epitome of
gotta
culture not to lose to a team with zero playoff experience. I'm just saying, Scott, they are not playing their best basketball because their
no, of
team
course not.
at the
They
level it
not.
should be.
I
So
think the thing with Jimmy, and kind of like set them back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
send back a
Miami.
lot.
Yeah, well, then they still looking. They still looking for that guy. They still looking for that guy. They still looking. But either way, they still got they coaching staff and they front office is stuck in a certain way. They might go for a name, but then they not going for a bunch of names. They not.
I think they're going for if it's not Giannis, and this probably don't make any sense for them.
Everybody goes for young.
They might go after Kawhi Leonard, who is, I think, on a 1-year deal after this. Like just because, like they have no other. Like you said, like Pat Riley is stubborn in his ways. If he's going after some name, he's going after a guy with degenerative knee problems, but looks like a star when he's available. So if you want to pair Kawhi with this, hey, you got nothing to lose. But guess what? You're just denying the inevitable is all I'm saying. Because you go with Giannis, you got everything. You go with Kawhi, you got some, but you're still not good enough to be a top 4 team in the East, or even a top 6 right now, given the
Well,
results.
if they get Giannis and keep Bam, they'd be all right.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though: is that enough, Scott? Is that
I think
enough?
so. I think so because they play well. They play.
Who's your best scorer, though? Norman Powell?
I think that's the thing with Miami. You don't know. That's the thing with Miami. They get people who are average and make them better.
Yeah, but you need a star scorer next to Giannis and Bam.
Nah, you don't need a star. You just need somebody to score.
But Scott, that's what sit there. Giannis and Bam aren't lockdown scores like that. They use physicality and athletic ability. Who is that scorer? If it's Norman Powell, yikes.
Well, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, you don't know with Miami. That's just the way they play. That's just the way they play. You don't know.
Claxton would go for Giannis. Listen, Claxton and Giannis do not like each other. We've seen the fights on the court. Like Giannis would not want to play with the guy, and that front court would be disgusting. Respectfully, it would be disgusting front court. So Claxton would go in a Giannis trade for sure. We'd have to get a big to play with Giannis. I'd go after iHeart if he's a free agent, or some type of big we can utilize to play with him in that front court.
Wait, John, hold on. What if we have to get Giannis? You got to see who we get in the draft. Like, bro, I'm not drafting that dude, man. Huh?
See, I understand CJ,
Yeah,
but
of course, CJ. It's gotta see what's in the draft first, right?
Yeah, but CJ, we also know this front office stinks, and they're not stopping what's being set into motion. If they were all about this the right way, these guys stuff would just be talk. But it's been more and more than that. And at the point with our roster,
Like, if you get somebody like Wilson, hell no. And you still go after Giannis, that would be nasty work.
If you get Caleb Wilson or Boozer, you pivot to Mitchell, because then it's about getting a star on the backcourt if your front court is already kind of set at that point. So the pivot would be Mitchell, not Giannis, with Wilson or Boozer. I'm with you on that.
I'm one that say, like, just like Lee say, I don't know how any draft pick is really going to turn out to be. I'm sorry, y'all.
I got a question.
I understand that y'all feel like these guys might come in here.
I got a question
and run rumshot, but
hold on.
I'm sorry.
I got a question. Like, if Cleveland is looking, bless you. If Cleveland is looking for short contracts and to get under the back under the first apron, should we really be talking to them?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, but if you say yes, wouldn't that mean they probably want our younger players that's not making no money?
I
Yes.
mean, in a Donovan Mitchell move, you're
At
probably
least two of
trading.
them. Yep.
In a Donovan Mitchell move, you're probably trading Claxton and all these other guys you don't need to get him at that point. Hell, we could do Donovan Mitchell and Allen straight up for Nick Claxton, North County, and some picks we have left over from the Honest thing. We do
But
something like
that's
that.
going to leave Evan Mobley, and of course, nobody wants James Harden, so they're going to just let his contract rot.
Right,
But
right.
in terms of, I want to see who's going to get Mobley because I think Mobley need to be the first piece to move.
Yeah, but what is he though, Leave? Is he a star? I don't see it. Like this guy was touted as a superstar potentially, and every playoff year it's been bland. Like, is Evan Mobley just like a third option at best at this point? Like, what is he?
What he is a defensive guy. He's a guy that's going to at least defensive wise, he's going to be able to do a lot of the things that you want that you was looking for Claxton to do. And
Mhm.
rebounding wise, he's going to look a lot of things. He could do simple stuff. That's what he can do. But if you're looking for him to be any more than that, probably not going to happen. But he can definitely be a piece.
So, could you see a scenario we do MPJ and some picks for Evan Mobley this summer straight up if we don't address the four position? Could you see that?
I could see that because MPJ is on an expiring contract,
Right.
and Cleveland probably need that expiring contract a lot more than we do.
Right, and you can still play Harden, Mitchell, and MPJ together. 1, 2, 3. You'd still have Allen. You just have to address your power forward position. But for us, if we don't get Wilson or Boozer, we get, let's say, Peterson. I think that's a great counteractive move for us. You get a Mobley Peterson combo with these other guys we drafted. Then the piece of the puzzle could kind of start fitting a bit. So that might
Right.
be a move potentially to think about.
It could be that way, but here's the thing about us. The thing about us is that we are not a team that needs to be dead last in payroll. That's not how we make money.
Hmm.
Because if we're dead last in payroll, that means the rookies are going off. That means we're doing something that San Antonio is probably doing. That means the smaller scale contracts are going crazy, and that's not what they did.
I,
So
I, I'll tell you
you
this,
know,
Lee.
so
By the
so so the CBA demands that you stay at a certain point in terms of money. You know what I'm saying? But you can't exceed a certain point of money. So what I would say to that is if you're going in the direction of let's go for the gusto and let's try to build a championship team now and let's hold on to some rookies all after the fact and let's like if we win the championship, best case scenario, we put a team together, they win a championship, and then they go away. And then we go right back to what we're doing. It's like nobody ever seen or heard of them before. And then the dudes that was on that championship team, now they look for top dollar. But we could get rid of those veterans and pay the young dudes that was part of that championship team.
Well, we definitely should get a star before these guys would get paid because if their numbers are still average, connective type at best. There's no reason to pay these guys anything above 30
No,
something million
there's no reason to
dollars.
pay them nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely
So
not.
it
They
would make
they
a
they
sense.
just finished their
It
first
would make
year.
sense to do
Like
that.
there's no reason to pay them nothing.
Yeah.
You got five
Right.
dudes on
So
the
it
team
makes
that
sense.
just finished their first year. There's no reason to pay them a damn thing. But at the same
Right.
time, you have to figure out who's going to like go forward because like grand scheme scenario. Let's say let's say you flipped our record and we would instead of 20-62, we were 62-20 with this roster. Now you got to pay all five dudes for making the playoffs. Now you got to pay all five dudes for making all rookie team. Now you got to pay one of these dudes for being top 10 and six man of the year or top 10 most improved or whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying? So realistically, what has to happen is you have to do what you need to do to avoid a crazy tier in the CBA but still be competitive and win a championship at the same time. It's kind of difficult to do. Everybody swear OKC has the answers, bro. They don't because after this year, that team probably won't be the same. You got Lou Dort looking for new money. You got Hartenstein looking for new money. You got Case and Wallace want new money. J Dub is still hurt. Is still in and out of the lineup. They probably gonna get rid of him so they don't have to get over the first apron. Because if you're owning OKC, the owner's probably cheap. So that's four pieces from the championship team that they losing, and it's only been 2 years.
Mm.
Right,
So
and
this goes to show people how long these teams, these championship teams in the CBA stay afloat. They don't. It's the reason why
right.
they one and done.
Right, and so what Leaf said with that trade hypothetical put on Breezy show, like the only way the Nets can make it around the Giannis or Mitchell move even more so is getting a third team involved, whether that's OKC or a team that has flexibility, like trying to limit the extra amount of stuff you have to give up in a swap deal. A three-team deal actually allows you to keep intact extra assets that you might need for another piece or
John.
move later on. So there is a way for the Nets to navigate a blockbuster move. It's just don't do it straight up. If you do it straight up, you're going to get screwed. But if you do a three-team deal where another team is putting in assets or collecting assets and we still get the guy we want, there is a way around this. It's just we have to be smart about it.
John.
But we have arguably one of the worst GMs that doesn't have that type of brain. The guy put up 7 firsts for Harden to only get a year and a half out of him. I do not want to give up 7 picks for a Giannis or a Mitchell if it's going to be the same type of thing. At least get a third team involved so we can limit the burden of all these assets we have to sacrifice for that.
But but
There's a way
but
around
John,
this.
Hold
that's
It's
the
just
thing about the
be smart.
CBA. It's a strike while the iron is hot type of thing. If you want to be that team that continues to build through the draft in the CBA, you're probably going to end up looking like how Washington is right now. You're
Oh, okay,
probably
I'm
going
gonna
to
okay.
say this
end
real
up
quick.
looking how Charlotte is at best.
Like they the Nets gotta also look at this. You better hope these guys want to come here because some of these guys, they want to go play with their friends and they want to go to other cities and shit. They better hope these guys want to come here.
No, I agree with you, but at least we have the market still in our favor. And did you hear about Anthony Davis? This guy does not want to be at Washington. You know what he said? These are my kids. I'm like an unk right now. And he said I'm making money. Like there are guys that don't want to be on teams where there's just young guys who are out of direction. If you have the market, you're gonna talk to Jim and say, hey, there might be a guy here or there that I can vibe with, play with, and we can become a contender in a year or so. Like if you get a Giannis or Mitchell to Brooklyn, the stakes obviously get higher. The players they want to play with, some of them are going to come here, and that's how you move the needle. But a team like Washington, who just did that out of desperation to be relevant, that's not what we should do. So there's a way for the Nets to do this. It's just making the calculated risk, like Leaf is saying. Also, you want to be able to balance it out as much as you can so you can still go for it because the window is realistically going to be 1 or 2 years at best. So if we're going on
But
Giannis, I
the
hope we have the
calculated risk
pieces
in
to
this
put something
scenario
together for
is
that.
really no risk at all. One and our reason being why I tell you that why it is so many players in this CBA that's getting top dollar for what they did and they not holding up to that value. You know what I'm saying? You talked about AD. Nobody in here believes AD is worth the 200 and something million that he signed for, re-signed for Dallas, but now that
Right,
he in Washington.
right.
Nobody believes that Trey Young value is crazy high. Nobody believes that John Morant value is what it used to be. Nobody believes that Zion value is what it used to be. It's a lot of these players, bro, that value is can trend in the wrong direction and basically within a snap of a finger, bro. Like it's one of the things I told. Like the thing is, your status and the theory of how you are carries with you. We saw that happen with Cam Thomas. Now we seeing it playing out with Paulo because if this coach gets fired, now Paulo is a coach killer. You know what I'm
I would
saying? So like
say,
realistically, bro, like it's certain things that work. This CBA, and I think it's mostly the CBA that's doing this because we look
I
at
think
teams
so
like
too.
OKC and we look at teams like San Antonio. San Antonio is it like they got so much help from the league to build that team what it is today.
Yeah, it
It's
ain't like they.
crazy.
Yeah, they got mad
You know what
talent.
I'm saying? So like Detroit, basically, we seen them lose 28 straight games with a good portion of that same roster that's still on the team. You know what I'm saying? So and everybody think we could just go through the mud and do it like they do it, bro. No, the thing is, this CBA is basically a one and done in terms of your options. You got one team that tanked and tanked and tanked, and finally they at the top, and you got another team that's still tanking and they still at the bottom. You got another team that was told to tank and they got rewarded, and now they top. And you got another team that nobody's seen coming. Now it's at the top, and then you got another team that's still thinking this is the old CBA, and they still a playoff team. And within Cleveland and the Knickerbombers and teams like that, and then you got another team they just traded their dudes, and now you got young players mixed with like mid-season players, and they starting to get their weight up. And some of them dudes is gonna be up for MIP, and they're gonna be looking for more money for doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
This that like I'm telling you, the worst thing that could happen with this CBA is the fact that yo, as soon as you get nominated for an award or top 10 for award, now you're gonna be looking for now it's players
They'll
that's
start
gonna be
looking
looking
for
for more
more.
change for doing the bare minimum.
Yep.
So what Leaf is saying, the only people the Brooklyn Nets can rely on is themselves. The NBA is doing us no favors. You have the market. You got to use it now. Listen, we have some young players. We have all the picks in the world. We have flexibility. But like Lee said, you don't want to be at the bottom of a threshold forever. You want to eventually pay guys that do want to help you win a title at the end of the day. Let's get back to brass tacks here. Like, if the Nets are going after a Giannis Mitchell combination or either one, you have to pay the price a bit there because you want to get pieces to try to build something that can win. And that's for the Brooklyn Nets. We've suffered for 2 years. After this, there's just be no more suffering. And if this leads to Sean and Joe getting fired, so be it. But we cannot stop what's being set into motion. If their pathway is doing the same old blueprint, hoping for a different result, we're going to watch it and see if it fails or succeeds. And if it succeeds, okay, they should still go. And like Leaf said, we'll restart anew. But for the Nets, you have to be calculated. It has to be the right move in this right time frame of 18 months. That's what we were told, 18 months. And whether it's this summer or next year's deadline, I think the Nets are going after somebody. I don't know exactly who it is, but we know the names. So it's going to be one of the guys we've been talking about. And hopefully it's a guy that's committed to actually seeing this out.
Well, let me ask CJ something. CJ, would you go for Giannis in a draft trade?
And nah, it all depends on where I land. If I get like Boozer or Caleb, I'm not trading for
Oh,
that
so
nigga.
you
Hell
basing it
no.
on the
Hell no.
draft, right?
I won't even want
Exactly.
to trade for him because he getting too old, man. Hell no. I'm not giving up all that shit for him. Hell no.
My
Would you
my
go?
thing is like it's a lot of Nets fans that believe that if we get one of these top 3 or top 4 picks, these top 4 prospects, we could just be off to the races. And then there's another half of Nets fans that
Nah, I don't
believe,
believe that. That won't be a good fit.
and
Hell
then
no.
there's another half of Nets fans that
Okay.
believe, yo, we should try to build through the draft because every time we go for the quick fix or go for that veteran to be the number one or whatever, it don't work. I'm like, then you go for it again. Then you
Yeah,
do the same exact thing again.
I
You
think
do it again and again and again and again and again and again
Yeah,
until it works.
yeah.
I
I
think
think you
John
need
had said something
both.
on Breezy show that you should keep.
Yeah.
Something John was saying something about at least you got like a young star to fall back on. Something John was saying. That was a good point.
Yeah,
John was
but
talking about.
because here's the thing, we doing something that the Knickerbombers can't do, brother. Listen, this is what the Knickerbombers did. They convinced their entire fan base that they was gonna win a championship with Jalen Bumpson as their number one. That's what they did. We got to stop convincing our fan base. The Nets got to stop convincing their fan base that they could do something that we know they can't do.
Mm.
And CJ, I'm glad you brought that up because at the end of the day, if you get AJ Peterson and go after Giannis, I can live with it because you do have the young star to fall back with and pay because in 4 years, if the Nets let's say win a title in 4 years with the Giannis Mitchell combo, and then eventually break it all up, you collect the assets, you still have that young guy that's going to be under contract for the next 5 or 10 years, and you could build something even better by then. I just think I agree. I do believe about this. Sean and Joe are probably the two worst people to develop and build through the draft because their resume is empty right now. Dariq Whitehead, Nick Claxton, Noah Clowney, like none of these guys have developed to be top key pieces. And people always say, oh, they developed Jared Allen and LeVert. Jared Allen developed with the Cavs. LeVert has regressed. Like, respectfully, we've never developed a top prospect that's been sustainable on Brooklyn. Maybe elsewhere, but not here. So, as much people could say Leaf is in the wrong for being negative about the development process, I gave them 2 years. I gave them 2 years. They slapped me in the face last year, and this year they kicked me in the balls until the very end. So at the end of the day, if this doesn't work, if you don't get a star in this draft, you're still gonna have to go after a star in the trade market. But at least if you get the star in this draft, then it's something to fall behind. But with this organization, they've never prioritized the young guys, unfortunately. That's
Mm.
the truth.
I just hope whoever they trade for, whoever they got, I just hope they want to come here. You know, I ain't want like John, like you was saying, I ain't want
I think
nobody that don't want to
everybody
come
want to
here and
come
then
here
they
because
they
we got
want
the
to leave
money.
and shit. I ain't got time for that.
That's the big
Yeah.
part of it, the money. Ding, ding, ding,
The
ding,
money is why mostly why people want to come here. That all of that stuff
ding.
that PT was saying about being
Hmm.
a movie producer and all that other stuff. No, we're not Hollywood. No, we're not doing that. The thing is,
Hollywood, Brooklyn.
yeah, but the thing is, here's the thing about the development process. The development process, bro, of players that you pick, it has to run like basically like a water faucet, like yo, nonstop. Yo, this is where we going and this is what we're doing. I don't give a damn what pick it is because guess what? When J Dub and Chet Holmgren got to the damn OKC Thunder, you saw what they were able to do right away.
Right.
You saw what certain players were able to do right away that wasn't lottery picks, and everybody could talk about how, oh, yo, they had SGA and this that, bruh. Your development is your development. The way you pick up the game is the way you pick up the game. We out here
Jay,
seeing 19-year-olds put up 51 points. Don't tell me.
Jay,
Don't
Jay, that
tell
was
me.
crazy, Jay. That was crazy. I am not a masochist, so don't even say. Yeah.
Like, please
That's
Hey,
don't
a close
tell
kid.
me.
second. That's a close second. But I am a Brooklyn Nets fan, so that's a close second.
We out here. We got two 19-year-olds that's out here putting up 50-point games and leading the league in 3-pointers by a mile.
Right.
So please don't tell me that we need to give people time. If it's a young
well,
men's league like everybody says it is,
well,
and the youngest
Canepa,
team in and one of the youngest teams just won a championship, I need to
yeah.
see that shit and I need to see it now. Because guess what? You don't have that long before a franchise like us decides to start spending money and start going in a superstar direction. That's what the money is there for. The money ain't there to pay them players, bro, to pay the players that we just drafted, unless they go off.
Yeah, but Canepa is playing terrible right now. He had 34 minutes, 6
He have
points,
no
2
business
for
in the playoffs.
12, 0 for 6. Yo, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hornets,
And
though,
and I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a different beast in the playoffs. When shit is on the
bro,
line,
that
it's
shit ain't
different.
even a playoff. It's a playing game.
It's a
Yeah,
play in.
but to him, it's the playoffs. To them, it's the,
Playoffs.
Like,
I
bro,
mean,
hold up. The NBA that
to
we grew
him,
up watching, bro. These two teams shouldn't even be on the court right now.
yeah, but I mean, come on.
Like,
I
let's be
mean,
honest. Don't get me wrong. No
yeah,
disrespect to
no,
Charlotte, and no
Miami was like,
disrespect to Charlotte, bro. Listen, I appreciate what they done, but if you really, bro, we already got a playing season. It's called 82 games.
I'm just
If
Scott,
saying
you ain't good
Scott,
enough to make it
experience.
in 82 games, get
Scott,
out, go home.
Scott,
But
realistically, like I said, Miami's got to break it up. The fact that team a 3-point game when they have 278 games of experience versus 0 games is laughable in its own right. As much as
yeah,
it's
but
silly,
but the
like,
thing
you
about
can
the
tell.
Heat is they go through this all the time. They are an organization that knows
Exactly.
they they know what it
Didn't they
is
make the
to.
finals through the play-in?
Yes,
With Jimmy
they know
Butler,
how to win in the
Jimmy Butler
playoffs.
lead. With Jimmy.
Their coaching staff knows how to win in the playoffs. They know what it takes, dude. They know.
That's what it is.
They're the king
Eric
of the
Spoelstra,
playing,
Pat
Scott.
Riley,
Scott.
bro,
They
they
are
know
the
how to
king of the
get it done.
playing. They are
They
the
know
king
how
of
to
the
get it done, and
playing.
they don't need no names to do it.
Scott, they are the king of the playing. That is all you should know about
You
them.
can call them
So
what you
hold up,
want,
hold
but
up,
I'm
hold up,
just
hold up. So
saying.
nobody's gonna address the elephant in the room right now.
What's that?
Why?
What's the chance of the losing team getting the losing team of this game getting the #1 overall pick?
Well, Miami's in the lottery, right? Because they fell behind. I don't think they're giving Miami a top lottery. They like the Heat culture,
This
but I
is
don't
the
think they
ninth
like
and 10th
the Heat
seed. What
culture.
are the chances of one of these losing teams, because they're home after this, bro? There's no more games. What is
Right.
the chances of the team that loses this game getting the #1 overall pick?
Well,
I
Hornets
don't
are
think
14.
Charlotte getting it.
Well, Hornets are 14, right? I think they have the least odds out of everybody. So that's probably the team you're like, okay, I'm so, bro. Are you going to give Charlotte another guy when their team is already looking good without needing another piece?
That's what it sounds like to me.
It sounds like
I think
Miami
the
can get
Bulls
it
might get it.
too.
If Jack Peterson gets a lottery pick, a number one pick before Sean Marks should fire himself. He really should. That would be
I'll
laughable,
be honest
man.
with you, bro. Like, and I was listening to Paul Pierce when he said this.
Oh
He
yeah, I
said
saw that. Yeah,
it's not like the NBA lottery is not like the lottery that you see on
on
TV,
TV. No, no.
where it's like,
Yeah, you see the balls and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's not like
That was
that.
I
a good
always
time.
say why they stop,
Yeah,
but I don't
they
know.
stopped that because the wrong team kept getting the number one overall pick, and they realized they had to do something about it.
Yeah, that's not right
Bro,
though.
that's what they realized, bro. They
They,
realized the Clippers got too many number one overall picks, and they was just like, nah, we
but they
can't
were
keep the
lucky.
continue.
So what the fuck? Change.
They weren't lucky because they weren't doing anything.
Guys, Hornets got the ball with 47 seconds on the clock. It's a 3-point game. 111, 108.
So realistic, yeah. So Paul Pierce was just talking about that, and he was like, "Yo, this don't happen the way that people think it happens. Where it's just like it don't
No,
happen that way.
I don't
It
know how
happens
they.
in a back
It,
room
I don't know
behind
how
closed
they.
doors."
I don't know how they do it though, Lee. Nobody
And no,
knows.
I think it's a bidding war.
You think it's a
Yo,
bidding war? It could be. It could be as far as we concerned. It
you
could
know
be
what I
anything.
you know what I honestly think it is, bro?
What's that?
Just ask yourself this question: how much revenue, like out of all the teams that's under 500, let's just say, how much money do you think Dallas made off of Cooper flag jerseys alone?
I don't know. I made billions
Because
off of
because
Cooper
I'm in
Flag.
Texas, bro.
They
It was
sold
sold.
his
The Cooper
How
flag
many
jerseys was
jerseys
sold
have you
out the
seen
second
walking?
day.
Oh, okay. So they made millions,
Right.
millions of dollars.
So okay, all right. So let's take another team that's at the bottom. How much money do you think? Let's say, how much money do you think the Nets made, equivalent to all of them Cooper flag jerseys that got sold this year?
Off of who? Off of what?
Off of them.
Off
Period.
of
I got to
Dallas?
head off,
No,
guys.
no.
Have a good one,
Off
How
man.
much
of the
money did the
Thanks,
rookies?
Nets make in total this year
Yeah.
compared to the jersey sales of Cooper flag?
I don't know. I can't imagine the
Right, bro.
numbers.
So if you can't find the answer to that question, then we already know who getting the number one overall pick.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that it's still fruitful for teams that's,
But what I'm saying is that what they do is they look at the 10 teams that's on the bottom.
right.
Whoever made them the most money is most likely going to get the number one overall pick.
But I mean, they couldn't have given Brooklyn the 8th pick, and you still the top 5, 6, 7 revenue teams in the league out of
Right,
30 teams. Why would
right,
you give us 8?
right. Because they going off a yearly gross. They're not going off of how much. When you see Brooklyn in the top 10 in terms of money, that's how much money that they're worth. That's net worth. That's not net value for the year. Net value and net worth is two different things.
But I mean, they sell a lot of jerseys, man. They sell a lot of
Yeah,
hats.
I know
I mean,
that,
if you go
but the second, but
overseas and look at teams,
mhm.
I mean, really, when you think about it, ain't nobody got a Charlotte shit on, period. You ain't gonna see it. You'll see Brooklyn,
What if I told you,
the
uh,
Knicks,
what if
the
I told you a
Lakers,
lot of Charlotte Hornets gear just in this and
and
since
this year,
since this
since Con
season,
Canepo. Yeah,
since no,
I can
I'm not
believe
even gonna
that.
give you a name. What if I just told you what if I told you that a lot of Charlotte Hornets gear got sold more in the last 10 months than any Nets gear? Would you believe me?
Yeah, well, it's possible, but I mean, they would have to push Charlotte for the rest of for 2 or 3 years. The campaign is not 1 year. You have to make Charlotte a bigger market. Now, the problem with Charlotte is if you look at the
A kid
population
named Jay said,
size,
why help Charlotte? You know
yeah,
why I help
because
Charlotte? Because they're trying. They're
yeah,
trying. This is their
but they ain't
first time
making.
over 500 in 10 years. They're trying. The Nets are not trying. All the other teams that had 55 or more, over 50 losses, they weren't trying. That's why. Bro, people got to understand. In the last two drafts, play-in teams got the number one overall pick.
Yeah.
You
But
got to add it up, bro. Y'all got to connect the dots, bro. Like I watch too much Forensic Files for this shit.
no, no, you're right. They all watching money. It is about money. But my whole thing is this. You always sell to the bigger market. That's business 101. You sell to the bigger market. The bigger market is cities that have bigger population. You have to. You have no choice. You just have no choice. Yeah, you will get a star at Charlotte or
Here's the thing.
Memphis or thing like that.
I don't think it's just the bigger market anymore. I think it's
money never changed.
it's a combination of things.
I think
Bigger
money never
market,
changed. It never
more
changed.
youthful roster.
Yeah, you
more
know you
fun
want to bring
team.
you want the other teams to be able to generate
It's about
too.
within the 10 teams that's at the bottom this year.
Right. Yeah.
They looking at who checks the most boxes in terms of what they are looking for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you break it up into different categories.
The
The
problem
bigger
with
market might be us. It might be us.
No, but the problem with Brooklyn compared to other teams is it doesn't matter what Brooklyn does.
Right.
Because the Knicks are selling jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
And the league is still making money. You see what I'm saying? They have to have one or the other in the mix.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
the
but
Knicks are doing bad,
what I'm trying to say is
then Brooklyn is getting the love.
what I'm but what I'm trying to explain to everybody is that it's more than just about net revenue and net revenue for the year. They're probably looking at team. They're probably looking at who's the best fun player, who's the young player that sold the most jerseys, who sells out the most games, who
Oh
sold
well,
out the most games in this past year out of the bottom teams, who got
they shouldn't
great
do
best
that
fan
though.
interaction out of the bottom teams, who got
They should.
the
I don't think they should do that though. I don't think that.
I think they are doing that.
I think if they doing that, they fucking it up. Because what happened is whoever got the most players is going to end up winning the number one pick, and that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But at the same time, Miami is about to be arguably one of the hottest teams since January.
I think yeah. Well, it's a great place. Players like to play there.
Yeah.
No taxes.
So let's let's just think about it this way. In terms of just
That's
placement.
why I think Giannis will go to.
In terms of placement, the loser of this game plays in what type of weather?
The loser in this game goes to
the loser of this game. Like
now.
whoever loses this game, do they city ever get snow?
No, I don't think the loser of this game plays the 7-8 They play Detroit.
No. I mean, no. We're talking about weather. The weather for both cities on average is what, 70 something degrees?
Yeah, well, both of them. Charlotte is nice now.
Charlotte is nice, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Charlotte's nice, and everybody love Miami.
Yeah. Miami's hot and Charlotte is nice. You can go outside.
So what I think the NBA is doing, I don't think that they're sending none of these young players. They're not sending the number one and the number two pick to teams that don't know what they're doing with their roster. They're not doing that.
Okay.
I don't think they're doing that.
I don't think Dallas last year knew what the fuck they were doing neither, though. And they sent Cooper Flag there.
I mean,
and I still don't think Dallas. I still think Dallas is going to fuck up.
But they got Kyrie, they got Jason Kidd.
But I mean, they're not producing wins.
No, they're not producing wins because they just got rid of Luka.
Okay,
they just blew it up.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't think Dallas is all. How many years we seen Dallas and in these past 10, 20 years have great teams get to the final and lose until one time they won before retired.
I mean, when Luka showed up from the second year on,
I mean, but
they was a playoff team.
Yeah, but I mean, they never won a title.
No, they never won another title after that, after outside of 2011. But
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's really about titles. Because most of the teams at the bottom don't have titles anyway.
Yeah, that's true too.
So the thing you have to ask yourself,
I just think
what
they
parameters
I
what
think they
parameters
politically cut.
are what parameters is the NBA executives looking
Looking,
for to give the number one pick to a certain team? Because
I think
it's
it.
clearly not happening through the lot do the ping pong balls. It's not like
No, it's not. Yeah, you're right.
it's not
I
happening through
agree.
that.
It might be cards. I don't know what the fuck they doing
He
back there.
said it might be cards.
It might be cards in the bag. I don't know. I don't know what they doing. You right, Leaf. There's something going
There's
on,
something
though.
going on.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. What
And
I'm
they're not
saying
leaving.
is
I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think that the top picks in this draft is going to be left up to the NBA playing the game a chance. I think this shit is going to be thought out. I think this shit is going to be handed out, and I strongly, strongly believe that the NBA is out here handing certain teams certain shit.
oh shit, they went in overtime.
They went in
14-4.
overtime. Ooh,
Yes, they
ooh,
did.
this ought
It's
to
a
be a dandy.
it's
Hold
a
up.
good one.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Let me turn this
It's
shit
a
on.
good one. It's a
I don't know why
good
Miami
one.
want to go to the playoffs. To be honest with you, but
Listen, they do it every year. It's
they do.
money.
I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I do. Listen,
They
because I
making
don't
money.
believe tanking work. Shout out to Miami because they don't lay down.
No, they don't lay down for nobody. No, they
They're
making
not
money.
rolling over.
They making money, man.
Yeah, they're
They
not
making
rolling
money.
over, and I
They
think Pat
stadium is
Riley.
still open. They still playing. It's still an attraction. It's hot in Miami. That shit gonna be buzzing.
Yeah. Well, they ain't in Miami. They in Charlotte, but
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, whoever win or lose, they still play another game.
uh-huh. That's a fact. But
9 or 10 plays, the loser. Let me bring
what
this up.
see a kid named Jet, bro. Like I'm trying to figure out what it is about this particular draft that the NBA is going to do, because I don't think that they're going to leave this draft up to a game of chance. They're not going to just roll dice and shuffle a deck of cards and then pick the cards and be like,
I don't know what they do in that back fucking room, but they doing something. And nobody can sit back and tell me they not doing something.
that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Like, yo,
Because I
Paul Pierce
remember
even
when it
said it. He was like,
started.
yo, this shit happens in a back room.
Because when it first started, it was in the open, and
Right.
It was
And
like
now it's
those
not in
little,
the open no more.
and now it's hidden
It's
and all
not,
this.
but now it's folders.
Yeah,
And they
I
bring the
don't,
folders up, and
I
they
don't even
take
know.
and now they making it believe they take the folders out of a hat or some shit. I'm like, yo,
I don't.
stop,
No, it's something going on, dude.
stop, bro,
There's something going
stop.
on. I don't know
Tell me
what
I'm
it
getting the eighth pick
is.
without telling me I'm getting the eighth pick.
I don't know what it is, but it's something going on. Something. When you look at it right from here, right? When you look at, let me bring this up. I'm just saying, when you look at this the way this pick is, the winner of these two teams here play the winner of this team play the loser of 7 and 8.
7 and 8, yeah.
Right.
But
So
you know what I'm worried about, bro? I'm worried about the loser of this game. The reason being is because
they going home. They going home.
no,
The
no, no, no,
loser
no. I'm
of
talking
9 and
about
10.
for draft lottery purposes.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not stupid. And the NBA keep trying to play in my face like I'm stupid.
Right.
They keep trying to play in my face clearly. They just like, you know what? These niggas are stupid, man. Like, let's just do what we gonna do. No, no. And now I gotta sit here again, bro, and tell people how historically bad the number 8 pick is.
Lakers getting first to LA for the next 10 years. They can't, huh? Oh. Lakers might not never get a number 1 pick. They don't really need it. They just get shit. They just give him. They gave y'all Luca.
I
How
don't
the
know what
hell?
I don't know what they give the and bruh, I'll be honest with you. I don't know, like the NBA. Like, come on, bro. Dallas getting the number one overall pick, bro. Like
That was crazy.
that.
I
Come
don't
on
care what
now.
nobody say. It just don't seem
I
like.
have a right to be asking these questions. I have a right to be worried.
Yeah. So the
I,
winner plays. The winner of this. The winner of these two teams. Wait. Let me get this right. 7 and 8 plays. The loser plays this. So okay. So 7 and 8, you get another shot. The 9 and 10, who the loser of 9 and 10 is out. The 9 and 10 winner plays the loser of 7 and 8, that
right.
which is these two teams. But the winner goes on to play the 2 seed. Now the winner between 9 and 10 and 7 and 8 plays the A seed. So the loser of 7 and 8 get another shot to stay in the playoffs. Where the loser of 9 and 10 is going home. That's how that shit goes.
Basically.
Because yeah, that's how it goes. It's crazy, but I get it. So the winner of 7 and 8, they need to win that to get in the playoffs. They'll play one less game. They're the only one that will play one less game out of the plan.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I got Dallas, and the Bulls, and the Warriors at top three of the draft.
You got
That's how
Dallas.
much I don't trust the NBA.
So you got Dallas. Who?
I got
Dallas.
Dallas, Chicago, and Golden State at the top three.
Oh, okay.
The top they getting. I think they getting the top three picks. That's how much I don't trust the NBA. And everybody be like, "Yo, come on, leave." Everybody want to wait until they playing in your face, bro. Like if I'm telling you for 28 days, for 50 something days, they playing in your face, and then that day come and then they play in your face, and you're gonna be like,
They might not
man,
do it this time. This time, Leaf though. I'm gonna
nah,
tell
they
you
gonna do it this
why.
time.
You know why I think they might not do it? They might just leave it up to chance.
I don't
And
think
if you
they
get
leaving
it,
this draft up to
and
chance.
and the reason why is because it doesn't matter. It's not changing the landscape. It's not changing anything.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Because these guys are not superstars that we keep
Yeah, no,
thinking
no,
they
I
are.
know it's not. Yeah, but it's even more. It gives them more reason to send them to teams that already have superstars.
No, what I no, they need to lose. They need some of these lower teams to have something to show their fans. They have to, or else the league will lose even more money. They're not worried about the winning teams now. The teams like say OKC and and the Spurs
Yeah,
or Denver,
they already helped. They already
The
helped the Spurs
Knicks,
enough.
the Lakers, Houston. They still got full stadiums. They not worried about those teams. They not. They not. They don't need a high pick. They don't need none of them to have a high pick. They're not worried about it.
They don't need
Except,
none of them to have a high pick. But here's the thing: if the Clippers lose tomorrow to the Warriors, bro,
well, they
like
can use
the
one.
but here's the thing: if the Clippers lose tomorrow to the Warriors, the Thunder own that pick.
Oh, yeah, but the Thunder got a problem. You know that the Thunder got a problem. They can't pay everybody,
Yeah, which is
so
one
they
of the reasons why they
so
still
they'll
getting
tell
picks.
Thunder, you got to give up something.
Hmm.
You got to give something up. You
If
can't get
if the Thunder just so happen to give up J Dub,
right,
right, if they promise the league that they giving up J Dub before the playoffs is over, and
right.
the Clippers lose, and the Thunder own the Clippers pick, I think the NBA is gonna be like, yo, let's give the Thunder a top three pick.
Wow, that'd
I
be
really think
crazy
that
because that would mean
because
that
but
it'll
here's the
be
thing, because
heavy.
you got something to bargain with.
Yeah, but it'd be heavy. It'd be heavy on one side, and it wouldn't even be.
I
You'll
don't
have
think the
fans,
NBA cares, Scott.
but they want to
That's what I'm
sell
trying to
seats.
tell you.
Nah, I think they do. I think they do. I think they do. I think
No, bro. We
the
don't even
Luca
know what
thing.
they doing in the back room, bro. Why
That's
they in the
true.
back room to begin with?
But when they made Dallas give up Luca, when Dallas gave up Luca, they
They
gave them
compensated them with
right
Coop.
because they needed to. They needed to. They needed to. There was a need there. There's no need for OKC to have a number one pick. It's
Bruh.
no need for them to have even a
Dallas,
top three
when
pick.
Dallas gave up Luca, they still had AD and goddamn
But
Kyrie.
AD ain't there now, and
Yeah,
they
80 is
knew
on the Warriors.
right.
On the Wizards, excuse me.
They knew that they knew Dallas was in rebuild mode, kind of. With
Yeah.
two vets, you had two vets, two superstars,
That was
one
injury prone.
that was injury prone, and one that came from controversy.
Exactly.
Okay, so it was okay to give them Cooper if you're going to lose Luca, and they are, and for some reason that thing with Luca was a political thing.
Yeah, it was. I
It
think
was
that was
something it
that
was
was
something they
economics.
asked Luca to do and he didn't want to do or say.
I don't even think it
I
was something. Here's the
I think
thing. They've been
from
after Luca for the past 3 years.
but
It's just that
it's
Mark
from where
Cuban
he
never
come
wanted to
from.
do it.
No,
So
it's
they had
from
to
where
figure
he
out a way to get him out.
it has something to do from where he come from.
Probably.
I can't say anymore because if I do, Secret Service might be at my door. What I'm saying is, I'm dead serious. It's
Think it's the
something to
Secret
do.
Service.
It's something to do with where he come
It's
from.
something to do with location.
Right. And it's a political thing. I don't want to get politics involved in
Yeah,
basketball.
yeah, definitely not.
But
Even
I
though it's a
know
lot
it's
of
involved.
politics involved
But
in basketball anyway.
it is involved though.
Yes.
It is. You're
But
naive if you think it ain't, but it is.
yeah, definitely, bro. Like, listen, I'll put it to you this way. I've come to the conclusion that I don't give a shit how we build a team no more. That's number
Right.
one.
Right.
I really don't.
I get it. What's up, CJ?
I've come to that
Yeah.
conclusion. CJ was good.
Good.
I've come to that conclusion, bro. However this team looks next year, if they look like they ready to compete for something, and
That'll be a
I,
positive
I, I
thing.
just want to ask y'all something. Did y'all saw Igor putting on muscle?
No, he did.
mm,
Yeah,
I ain't
he
see it.
he working. He working out. I ain't even seen that shit. I was on
he
Twitter.
working
Yeah,
out
that.
currently.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
dude
Okay.
spotted him in
that's
the gym.
here
It
come
look
the.
like he got on a lot of muscle.
I,
Like he put on a lot of muscle.
ever
We've
since,
been through that Twitter
I'm not
shit.
doing that. Like Ben Simmons and
Nah, he
Zion used
actually
to
in the
fool me
gym.
with that.
Yeah, we seen Ben Simmons do
Ben
Twitter
Simmons
to
and Zion
death.
used to fool me with that bullshit.
Nah, I get you. I get you, CJ. But Twitter is not a good spot
Nah, somebody spotted him in the gym.
because you can't really trust what you see on Twitter when it comes to these athletes. They're gonna put the good stuff there. 'Cause we saw Ben
Go pull up
Simmons
on
work
Twitter,
out.
Scott.
All right, let me see. Let me see. Oh man, I know what Twitter is.
Nah, it look like he did ask put on muscle.
Yeah, he probably did. He need to work out. He need it.
He need to work
But
on his ball
I
handle.
mean, but I ain't gonna let that judge me with
So
him.
what is his bigger problem? He need to put on muscle and his ball handling
I
right.
no, he's not what you think he is. That's all. Simple. Sometimes some people are not what you think they are.
125 to 126.
125 to
Yeah, I'm all right.
126.
125, 126, 26 seconds left. No. Excuse me. 125, 120. Charlotte is up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with 26
26 seconds
seconds.
left. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Charlotte got it. They
Yo,
got
is
out.
that Kemba Walker on the sideline?
Yeah, he's a coach, ain't he?
Yo, he is on the coaching staff.
Yeah, he's on the coaching staff. Yeah.
Damn.
I saw him back there. He was like,
That's Kemba? I ain't gonna lie,
yeah.
yo. Everybody is in the building for Charlotte on this one.
Yeah, Kemba is on Charlotte's coaching staff. Sure enough.
Yep.
Kemba Walker. Yep. Look good too.
Everybody is in there. Oh, look at
Scott, you
LaMelo.
want me to send it to you?
LaMelo
Yeah, send it to
he
me.
got away with the travel. It's all good.
Send it to me. So I'm in Twitter now.
LaMelo got away with the travel. LaMelo got away with the travel. They let him get away with it though.
Yeah, I mean they earned it. They put it in.
So what's the chance? So once again, what's the chances of the losing team of this game getting the number one overall pick?
The chances of the losing team of this, it's
Yes.
supposed to be like 2%, 1%, something like that.
The
They
hell with
not
that
going to get
percentage of
them.
shit, bro. I
They
don't believe
not.
nothing.
They not going to get them
Oh,
no more.
Tyler Hero just hit a three.
Tyler Hero is a hater.
Jesus, yo, this is a game. Lamelo gonna turn the ball over. Lamelo gonna turn the ball over. He gonna turn the ball over. What I tell you? I knew he was gonna turn the ball over. I knew he was gonna turn the ball over. Oh, Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero. Another three in the corner. Oh, it's a foul. Oh,
They're gonna
Miami
go
about
on
to
over.
steal this.
They're gonna go on. It's a 3-point foul.
3-3. Yeah. It's a 3-point foul. Lamelo just turned the ball. I seen it. Lamelo about to turn the ball. I saw it when Lamelo was dribbling the ball up the court. I said, yo, he about to turn the ball over. He about to turn the ball over.
He should have gave it up.
Yep. He tried to give. No, he gave it up and he turned it over.
Oh,
I knew he was
see,
going to pass. It was going to
see
be a
that thing.
turnover.
That
You could
whole
tell,
thing.
bro. You could tell, bro. We've been watching
Yeah,
NBA basketball for years. You could tell
yeah. You could
shakiness.
tell.
You could tell when somebody's shaky.
Yeah.
He was
This is
shaky.
this the playoffs. He ain't never been to playoffs.
Exactly. Tyler
This
Hero hits the
the
first.
this the part I was talking about when I said to John, I said
Hmm.
they experience beats talent in playoffs.
That's a fact. Because
And y'all can sit
everybody in the
there.
tour playoffs got talent, bro. Like unless they team just fall apart.
Yeah. Huh? You sent it to me?
I sent it to you.
All right, I got you.
Tyler Hero just tied the game at
Nah, he looked the
125.
same, but I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up.
Miami trying to steal this.
Yeah, they're gonna steal it.
Mm-mm-mm. We tied at 125.
He got one more shot, right?
Yep, one more free throw for Tyler
There you
Hero.
go. 126 to 125. Yep. 8 seconds remaining. 8 seconds.
I knew LaMelo was going to turn the ball over. I
Listen,
called it.
playoffs is tough, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You could tell when somebody's shaky bringing up the ball on
Yeah,
the
of
inbound.
course. And you would think that Melo been enough in enough
No,
games.
LaMelo. No, I keep telling people LaMelo is still playing AAU ball. He's still out here doing one-legged shots and doing trick plays and behind the backs and all of this. I'm telling you.
Fundamentals and experience beats everything.
Exactly.
That's all you need is
Tyler, I ain't gonna lie,
fundamentals.
Tyler Hero, bro. Like, yo, he
It was
living
ice in his
hero.
vein. It was ice in his vein. He didn't give a fuck. He was going to take his best shot.
That's a fact.
And you know he's capable of hitting it. So he was confident. He wasn't worried. It wasn't a
Tyler
worry in
Hero
it.
just knocked that shit down like it was nothing.
Nothing. And
Hmm.
Bam, and they beat them without Bam.
Oh yeah, Bam ain't play this game.
Yeah.
I
And
was
Bam
wondering who was
and
missing. I'm like, yo, where
and
Bam
Bam
at?
and Bam was at that time he was 3 for 3 from the field. And he got hurt early, 11
You
minutes in the game.
damn.
And he was about to get busy on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you, John.
Edits. Continental, you're not the rookie of the year. It was always Cooper Flag. I can't believe I said what I said before. Like, dude, 6
Oh, why
points.
you change?
No,
Because
because
it's 6 points?
Cooper Flag was. Oh wait,
If you
okay,
changed
okay,
off the
wait
strength of this
before.
game, it was
Yeah,
already
yeah,
too
yeah.
late. Cooper already had the award anyway.
Yeah, he had
Okay,
it anyway.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, Continental, your progress of work. You didn't play, but now listen. If you're a do die game, Cooper Flag gives
Well,
you way better
well,
performance
he
than
put in
this.
Ooh,
34
LaMelo just
minutes.
scored a layup. They up by one.
Oh,
Up
They
the
won.
shit.
court.
They
Oh,
won.
it's
It's
Davion
over. It's
Mitchell.
over.
over.
Oh, they got it.
They did. That's
Oh,
crazy.
game over.
Oh, they
Game over.
got
Game
it.
over.
It
Game
was
over. Game over.
game
Charlotte.
over.
Charlotte
127,
won.
Charlotte won.
Charlotte won.
How they win
Scott,
that one?
God, the
No,
Hornets.
Oh,
Miami gave up LaMelo layup and they put them up one, and then they had 4 seconds left. Miami tried to speed the ball up the court and tried to lay the ball. Davion Mitchell didn't pass the damn ball, and
Scott, the Hornets
yeah,
fans waited 10 years for this moment, 10 grueling years to win a playing game on Amazon, man. Like, listen, I give it to the Hornets. They fought all night. Collin didn't have his best game, but LaMelo, he was the hero and the villain in like 10 seconds, and now he's the hero again. So, listen, the Hornets are a fun young team. Miami, you should break it up. You should have beat this team
no.
tonight.
Why?
No,
Why?
why? What they breaking
Why?
up?
Why they break it
listen.
up?
200,
What?
278 games of playoff experience versus zero.
No,
Zero.
that ain't got
They
nothing
beat
to do
them.
with it. That Bam didn't
That ain't got nothing to
play.
do with it. A lot of those players are still young. Like I
So
mean, Tyler Hero and all of them, bro. Like a lot of them are
listen,
still young.
listen, a Giannis move is not going to save the Miami from being irrelevant. They are just not a good team right now. They got to break that up. You just lost to a team with zero playoff
Miami
experience.
ain't
They
got to
should
break
break
up
it up.
nothing. They about to get the number one overall pick.
Ah,
What? Come on,
ah.
If this is your weather
Let's-
theory on deciding draft picks, I don't want to hear it. That is crazy. The weather
Nah,
thing.
I don't think they should break it up. I don't think they. I think
Miami
they
about
should
to get
just
number one overall
add.
pick.
I
Scott,
think they
Scott,
should add.
Scott, are the
I don't
Miami
think they should break it up.
Scott, are the Miami Heat a championship contender? Yes or no?
No,
There you go. They just lost to a
of
team
course you're
with
not a
zero
champ.
playoff
Listen,
experience.
there's 30 teams that's not championship potential. They gonna break it up?
Listen, Miami has
No,
always
wait, wait, wait,
partnered.
wait, wait, wait,
Stop,
wait, wait,
stop,
wait, wait, wait.
stop,
Let me
stop.
answer this question. Answer this question. The teams that lose in the playoffs, all of them should break it up?
How long has the team been in the playing, Scott?
No, I'm just asking the question. That's all. That's
Scott,
all. A simple
for
question.
some
They ain't been
teams,
in the
yes.
play-in since
Wait,
2023.
For some teams, yes. For some teams, no. In this case,
There's
the team does
Miami
not
been in
have
the
a
playoff
superstar.
more times than a lot of these teams that's in the playoffs right now.
With Jimmy Butler,
They
Miami,
are one of they
but
are one
here's the
of
thing about Miami. Miami has a chain system, bro, where they turn a lot of players
into
that's really
NBA
not supposed to
players.
be anything into something. You know what I'm saying? So
Word
like,
up.
I don't think they're really sweating, blowing it up, or doing this or doing that. The third, because if players leave or whatever, they leave, but they still continue on and go on and still try to compete and try to go for something. They don't fold it in the tent. Everybody at the top of that organization, from Pat Riley to the staff to the ownership and everything, and to Eric Spoelstra, they are not in the business of just blowing it up and all right.
they
They
have
not in the business of that, bro. Like a lot of these players are still on the team are still young. Jaime
they
Jaquez is
don't.
still young.
But
Hero is still young.
it's all
Goddamn
dependent on
Khalil
Bam
Ware is still young.
Adebayo. Belief, it's all dependent on if Bam wants to be there. I don't think Bam wants to be there. This guy said, I don't want me to play in another year after this. If they don't make a big move, so if they make a big move for Giannis, that team's going to be gutted. I got to give up
I
Hero,
don't
Well, no,
know.
well,
Bam.
well, wait,
First
wait.
off, Bam is a mid player at best. He just so happened to have a game against Washington. But Bam no need to be trying to orchestrate a damn thing
Leaf, Bam's
ever.
one of the best centers in the NBA, man. Don't call him man. Without him, they Miami didn't even get to a play-in.
Man,
Come on.
stop, man. Listen, I'm not giving Bam all that credit.
Come on. He don't even
Bam was
watch
the
the
No,
star
it
of
game.
the
ain't no
league,
come on
though.
nothing. I'm not giving Bam all that credit, bro. Like they do it as a committee.
Oh,
A lot
Yeah,
of what
yeah,
Bam
yeah.
is in terms of a center
Miami just
position
lost to a
is
team with
based on the
zero
fact. Hold
experience
on.
in
A lot of what Bam is at the center position is based on the fact how thin the center position is. I don't. I never thought at Bam at his best. We never thought he was better than Joel Embiid. Bam at his best. We never thought he was better than Chet Holmgren. Bam at his best. We never thought he was better than Sabonis.
Oh,
You
he's
know what I'm
better than
saying?
Sabonis. Sabonis, man, has not been that good, man. Not last few years.
Sabonis has led the league in rebounds, man, for the last 4
Okay,
years.
and that led to playoff wins, championship titles. It has not. At least Bam got to a finals twice. When has Sabonis ever got a team to a finals? Oh, we
I
got the
mean,
Kings to a first round exit. Congrats.
but
Congrats.
the thing is, Bam was a third option on some of them teams, bro. It wasn't like he was carrying.
It still was the main option, though, Leaf.
He
Listen,
wasn't
I
expecting to
understand.
roster to be
I don't know
Listen,
when
inconsistent,
Bam
so
was the main option.
He
I
was a
don't.
second option behind Jimmy when they had their thing. And remember, Hero didn't even play in the playoffs that year. They ran all the way from playing to the finals with a fractured hand. So Bam was a second option behind Jimmy. Yes, you may have had Gabe Vincent on a one run that nobody really believes is real anymore, but still, Bam was the second option during that run with Jimmy.
I don't know about that, but
But,
Kylo,
I'm not giving Bam
Jelly-O,
all
they
that
got
credit.
you all messed up and on Prime, huh?
I will say this
They
though:
fixed it.
the Hornets fans just got their NBA Finals game in watching the
Listen,
Hornets
no, what I'm
win that
saying,
game. That was the
listen,
NBA Finals
but
moment.
John, what I'm saying is that Miami is a organization that don't do what other teams do.
I
You
see that.
can't ask them to give
They
the
don't
whole
fold
fold.
in the
They're
tent,
not
bro. Like
folding
they
Jack.
are not a fold in the tent
They're not going
organization.
to do that, and so don't even ask.
Don't
Don't
even
even
ask
look
them
their
to blow it up.
way.
No, they not blowing
Don't.
up
Well,
nothing.
And if they want, Giannis, if they want
If they
Giannis,
want Giannis, they gonna
they
try to
can get
make a
him.
go for him, but
They're
they
going
not
to get
blowing up
him.
shit.
They're going to get him, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. They pay no taxes. They pay no taxes when they play at that stadium.
Okay, they
Exactly.
want
One,
to start. They want to start stepping the goalpost, Scott.
listen to what I'm saying from a player standpoint. They pay no taxes. They always in the playoffs. They
They're in the
attract good.
play-in. They're in the play-in, Scott, not the playoffs.
Oh, they be in it.
They just
They
want
be-
to do the experience. Listen, Scott.
if Bam would have played, if you basing it on this game, if Bam was playing,
If you
this
basing it on
game
this
would have
game,
been
that's a little
over,
bit
man.
unfair.
You can't base it off of this game.
Wasn't even a main option. Now you're saying if Bam played, they're winning. Leave. You can't have your cake
I
and eat
didn't
it
say
too.
anything about Bam.
You just said
I,
disagree with Scott.
no, I didn't say anything about Bam.
If Bam was playing in
All I
this
said was
game,
you can't base it on this game.
no, you can't.
I'm basing off what I've seen the last 4 years of them being a playing team. Listen, I get what Miami is and I get what they aren't. You have a guy in Pat Riley who is very, like in his own way about shit. How many times he's talked about Kevin Durant, Giannis, all these
No,
stars? And guess what? Not one time has he made do on it. Is all I'm saying.
but they
But now,
also believe in their own development system too, bro. Like that's the one thing about Miami that I could say over a lot of other franchises. They believe in a development system.
they
So
can.
like the players that they wind up getting at middle of the draft, like 15, 16 pick, they believe in that development system. Khalil Ware, bro, doesn't. I don't think he knows how good he could be, bro. I don't think a lot of people know how good Khalil Ware can be.
I
But
don't think
when
so
he gets
neither.
there, we gonna be looking at it. Yo, man, Miami didn't even tank, man. Like they out here competing for real, man. And now they gonna be back up in the East and everything, man. When that day happens, bro, we gonna look back at these conversations and be like, yo, at least Miami never tanked.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you go in on Giannis, your roster's gutted. If Norman Powell is the best guard Giannis has with Bam, I don't see that being a serious conversation.
Look, and we saying these things because here's the thing: Phoenix is another team that's in the playing right now, and they had Kevin Durant for the last 2 years. Nobody seen them becoming a 7th seed.
Listen,
Nobody seen them having the season that they had. We all had them
that,
at the bottom of the league.
Leaf, they're prolonging the inevitable. Devin Booker has to be traded. Listen, that's a fun.
Prolonging the inevitable.
Well,
They flipped their
inevitable.
team for you.
Wait, Leaf. Is this team realistically going to take out the Spurs in Denver in the next 2 years
No,
with this?
of course not. But they are competing.
Okay, competing is fun, but is that logistical? Like
Listen, John. Everybody
John,
can't be.
you make it
Everybody
seem,
can't
bro,
be on
like
the top.
every team has to live by a championship or die. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
every
like
team can't
that's
make
not how
it.
the league works.
That's not how it works.
That's not how the league works.
Leaf, you've been saying that about us. It's do or die with Giants. These other teams, Miami and Suns, they could be fun and competitive. But with us, we're done in the water. Leaf,
Yeah,
you can't
yes,
ever take
yes.
me
You
to
know
do.
why, bro? Because of look where we are. Look where they are. Look where Phoenix is. Who
Not
want like, bro?
competing
It's
too much.
very few people that want to go to Phoenix, bro. It's 120 degrees every day.
Leaf. The Suns are not a championship contender. Listen, with Devin Booker, there's something, but they're
Who
not
is
going to
that?
be anything special right
Wait,
now.
wait,
You have to
wait. Let
play
me let me
better.
let me look at this right
It's
here.
starting new.
What's going on? This is Jaguar working out. He working out in the gym. Who's this guy taping him?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I Jersey Nets. I think that was Jersey Nets who posted it. I'm not sure. One of the Nets guys did. Listen, that's what I want to see from our rookies: physicality, grit. You got to have a stronger body coming in to training camp in a few months. And if they show this type of development here, they're going to be a lot more grittier as players next season. Got to see more of that.
But we have seen this before, though, right?
With who?
Your fisherman.
Oh no! That was all
let
for
us
show,
know.
pop, and circumstance. That was all for show, pop. At least Yegor is not afraid to score the bucket. Ben Simmons couldn't even score a bucket from an inch from the rim. Scott,
I mean, I'm just saying we've seen it before, though, right? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't try to make it complicated for myself. All I'm saying is I've seen it before.
Ben Simmons will go down in history as a common god, one of the most overrated players in sports history. Igor's not like that, man. Ben Simmons, the fisherman.
Oh, Ben Simmons, yeah.
Fisherman. That was a con job. I can't believe we had to suffer through those tapes of him doing Pilates and doing the same shit and get hurt. Like, that was annoying.
You see, I got the thing off you, but you see Igor putting in work.
Yeah, I see he working out. Yeah. All right, show it on the court. show that shit on the court. I'm not going to give you kudos until you actually do it. I'm not a fan like that. I'm going to keep it real.
Hey,
I keep it real so my feelings don't get hurt.
Hey, he broke records on 1 foot. I got to give Diego that all day. He set some records. He set some records with his foot. Most threes for rookie in a game. Most consecutive games with a 3. Even Conkinibble can have the streak he did with consecutive games. So,
well, you saw that wall he ran into, right? We saw it in the playoffs. We saw it in this game.
Yeah, but Yegor will get better because he has the ability to drive in the paint. He has to get a stronger body to do so.
Okay.
That's
I just hope so.
It has to be. But Scott, this is my point. You have teams like Suns, Miami. You know where they're at. They have some guys who are renowned names, but you don't have the talent pieces. Eventually, you're going to need to combine your young guys with the actual guys.
You don't have to convince me because I know one thing. If Giannis say to Milwaukee, I want to go to Miami, what you think going to happen?
They'll accommodate him, but they're not going to be a championship team with him because that roster, you got to go.
Whatever. They don't need to be. They could just be in the playoffs.
With just Giannis by himself, hey, listen, you got to Jeff.
It ain't gonna be by itself. There's players out there. There's draft. There's talent. John.
Scott. Listen, I guarantee.
I don't chase. Unlike some people, I don't chase titles. I don't chase people with title names like superstar. I don't chase that. I think that there's talent everywhere. Honestly, I think it's up to the GM to put talent together. Sometimes some players play better with other players. But I know you got to agree. I know you got to agree with that. You know you got to agree with that. That's why I don't sit there and go with who. There's talent out there. There's people desperate.
But Scott, you also agree not all talent is created equally, right?
Yes, there's some people that's more talented than others. That's true.
It is.
But it's minimal. It's not it's not this great leap like you think it is.
Well, if you get elite talent, you have to couple that with close to elite talent. If it's just guys that don't match up,
I think there's plenty of it out there. That's what I think. You might think it's not. You might think it's not. You might think that it's about your title. You think that it might be that I need a Luka and a LeBron James and maybe a Kawhi or something else to make your team great. I don't believe that.
It rarely works. Yes, maybe the Raptors got away with it with Kawhi.
So when you say with who, it can be somebody you don't understand that would fit. It could be somebody that would fit with Giannis or Miami. I don't know that. I
But they
don't.
don't have the assets. Listen, Scott, all their draft capital will go for Giannis. There's nothing left to get a co-star to
But
pair
you
with him.
don't know what they would have to give up to get him. You don't
Yes,
know that
I
yet.
do. Tyler
Well, you
Hero,
do
Tyler
know
Hero,
that. Oh,
that's a
you do. You
that's a
know
proposed package.
what Miami going to get. You know what Miami going to give them.
Scott, it was reported that the package at the deadline that they didn't accept Milwaukee was Kelly Ware, Tyler Hero, and a bunch of picks and swaps. That was
Right.
what the projected deal was. And Norman Powell's a free agent, mind you,
So
and
they
he wants
said.
a lot of
So
money.
they said
If they
no
wanted to
to
get
it.
a candidate.
So they said no to that.
At the moment, but imagine Milwaukee wants more from them. If it's anything more than that, they're
So a
more
third
than
team
willing
can't get
to.
involved.
Why would a third team want to get involved to help if they're not getting anything big back in the honest deal?
Well, we say that all the time that
Yeah,
teams want to dump off people.
yeah, but you have to have the assets to do so. Miami has like 2, 3 picks to
No,
use for
I'm not
Giannis.
talking about Miami. I'm talking about the third team.
Okay, and what is the third team getting from Milwaukee or Miami? In the
We
honest
don't
deal?
know. That's the
It's not
part,
the
John, that
same deal. That's
they
what's
keep saying
said.
reports. There's reports. They don't know. They don't know, John.
You know what they would try to
They
do?
just making shit up.
Scott, you know what Milwaukee tried to do? They tried to get a third team to take Kuzma off their hands for free, but nobody's going to fall for that. In Miami, they're going to have to supplement a team that's taking Kuzma with another pick they don't have. So I
That's
just don't
true.
see how it works. Listen, I could see it happening. I just don't see how it's going to work. There's some teams that can make it work, to be honest, and there's some teams that can't. I really think Knicks and Miami are going to have to gut a lot to get him. Where a team like Brooklyn is, we're way below the threshold. That's a check. We have all the picks in the world. That's a check. We have ability to add to this roster. A check. Miami and
Look at A
Knicks
Kid.
don't have
Look
those
at A
powers.
Kid said Giannis, Bam, Kai Jones, and Zach Edey. Instant championship.
No, but like, listen,
No, but
Legion came out there to us that, oh, we're
I
the team that can't do this, but all our teams could, take their time, yada yada, because they have some names. Listen, for us, it's going to take a mix, of the right mix to pull us off if we're doing something big soon.
yeah, Edie do think the Nets.
But,
Leaf do think Edie will take us to the
it
championship.
was fun talking to you, my friend. I got to
All
head
right,
out. But this was a really good stream, man. We set the
all
table
right,
for the playoffs, and it'll be fun. Have a good one.
all right. You too. Thank you, John. John, for being here. Everybody's gone. That's it, man. All right, let's go. Let's go over the score. Oh shit, the Charlotte Hornets 127-126 final OT. Ah man. Bam only played 11 minutes. If Bam would have played and Charlotte would have won, it would have been okay. Yeah, I can go for Charlotte, but when they lost Bam, that was it. And you know Charlotte needs Bam in the playoffs. He has to play. So Kalawell, 42 minutes, 12 points. Andrew Wiggins, 42 minutes, 27 points. They basically they basically played a 8-man rotation. Basically. Miami kept it tight. Tight. The rookies did not play. LaMelo Ball, 40 minutes, 30 points. He did his dizzo. Kobe White, 19 points. That was a great pickup. Brandon Miller, 23 points. And Bridges, 28 points. He playing well right now. 43 minutes, 10 for 18. 5 for 10 for 3. Con Kneppel, 34 minutes, 6 points, 2 for 12, 0 for 6. And, it is what it is. You're a rookie. It's hard. It's hard for rookies to play in the playoffs. Only superstars we've seen, only stars that we ever seen, very few stars we've seen play in a rookie season and had a rookie come in and have a great playoffs. The first year they were there. Only person I ever seen do that, and I mean literally seen it, and I watched a lot of playoff basketball, was Magic Johnson. The first year. I mean, that I've seen. Period. And there might be others. I can't remember. But I know Magic did it. First year coming in. It's not easy to do that. It's not easy. Giannis, Bam, Kai Jones. Okay, title. Let me see. Let me answer a couple of questions. Jelly, yo, your technical difficulties on Prime is crazy. It happens to me sometimes. I be mad. I pay money and I can't see the game. I'll be mad. Oh man. Yeah, but I'm gonna end this stream. I've been streaming for 3 hours since 7:30. It's 10:30, almost 11 o'clock. Since 7 o'clock I started. So all right. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my channel. Check out Apartment Gamer and more on YouTube. My ex people. Thanks for checking in. Don't forget to check in on my YouTube channel and like and subscribe to that too as well. And I appreciate y'all. Peace.